Let's start off with some Tyler. Let's start off with some Tyler. Oh, let's turn down the volume. But I'll say this, Tyler is a 10. But low key, she's not. You know why? The accent. The South African accent. Hey yo, man. That the South African accent is a big no. It's a big no. Oh man, what's up, Pyro? But man, Tyler would be she would be a 10. She'd be a 10. Or she's definitely a strong 8 or 9. Definitely a strong 8 or 9. We definitely gotta make like a South I'll say this. South Africans are funny. So maybe low key she might be funny behind the scenes or something like that. But I don't know. The South African accent be sounding a little bit goofy on Tyler. Pyro said, I'm reporting you. But man, did I check out David Carroll yet? So I've heard of him. So when I checked out some of his videos, um, and I remember because somebody had said that he had passed away. Cause so I still need more time to like really digest a lot of the things he said. There's a lot of people that I've seen in the space. I haven't really absorbed his videos. Maybe it's because people, I don't know, maybe um maybe because people haven't, or maybe the people that I know hasn't invited him on to talk. That's maybe the ignorance on my end. So, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what it is. But I need to look more into him. Pause. Well, oh yeah. So from what I gathered, he had like some really strong takes about BWs in general. So um Pyro stupid as hell. He said he had some scathing critiques of the Black American community. Some I agreed with, some others I didn't. So yeah, he's on that you know, kind of that type of time. But I gotta look more into him. I gotta look more into him before I give like my review. And unfortunately he passed away before his time. He passed away well before his time. There's a lot of particularly he said ultimately I can't endorse him because he basically said the only hope for the black race was eugenics. Do you want to elaborate on that? Like what he said in terms of eugenics? Because humans practice it. And I'm about to show you proof about how men and women practice eugenics. All that stuff about, love and your soul and your heart, but people don't, or like, it would actually make sense if, say, particularly if women were like, okay, let me procreate with a useful dude. No, women practice eugenics. Especially in today's age, they be practicing straight up eugenics. He said basically certain members of the black community simply should not breed. Well, that's not that take in and of itself. That's basically was Margaret Sanger's take on ninjas in general, you know. So now that's going to be impossible because basically you're, like I said, that's up to like at the end of the day, that's up to women. That's up to women who gets to be born and who gets to be not. So in terms of saying, oh, certain people shouldn't breed, that's up to women. That's up to women. And like I said, you can't. There's no really no. There's no magic formula for this. There's no magic formula for that in terms of why a woman wants to breed with a particular person. There's no magic formula for it. Also, hold on for a sec, guys. All right, let me make sure. Okay, but yeah, so there's no. Let me see. Harp's Desire says back in 2016 or 2017 when he responded to this video of a black surgeon twerking in the oh man. Oh man, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second, guys, because I even I'm gonna let this video of Tyler play while I open up this video. While I open up this video, first of all, we gotta do something like where we make like a top 10 beauty pageant list of the most like the prettiest celebrities, female celebrities, right? We need to make a list. And I would definitely, I already know who I'm putting on that list in the top 10. I'm definitely putting Tyler and Olivia Dunn somewhere in the top 10. Somewhere in the top 10. But I got Harp's Desire. I got a video for what you just said. I got a video for what you just said. Especially when it comes to eugenics, right? Or well, not necessarily eugenics, but there's a certain type. There's a certain type that like women will go for, right? So we already know in the ninjadom community, you'll hear a lot of women say, "I can only date street ninjas," right? Where is that? Oh, okay, right here. So some people already saw this video that I dropped. Well, not oh, sorry, I already dropped this video on the on my Instagram. I mean, sorry, on the live stream the other day. So this is a video talking about because like it doesn't matter how educated. That's what I was about to say. Like it doesn't matter how educated a BW is. You know, Pookie seems to always be around the corner being they're always way too close to Pookie, no matter how far they go in life or no matter how classy a lot of them look. This is proof of it.
Two different sets of females when you come to think about it. Cause you got the ones that's nice and calm, little bougie. They might be vegan, eat a little salad here and there, think they better than everybody else. You remember them from school, they always got their work done, stood to themselves real quiet, they had their little friends. You have the ones that's outside.
Shout out to V in the chat. What's up, bro?
Everybody know them. They're a little more popular in the world. In school, they was the ones that came in class a little late, a little loud, eating that gum, spraying that perfume on them. Who got the homework from last night? But what's crazy about this right here? The top group is wilder than the bottom group. Facts. They think because they low-key, they're a little more sneakier. Nah. We on to y'all antics. Those ones you catch them in the staircase. You ain't even know she get down like that. She a church girl. The lit set of friends, they already know what they want to do. They know what's going.
By the way, church girls or pastors, I have not met. There's not a pastor's daughter that I haven't met, like that I haven't met that is like not a freak. Every pastor's daughter that I've met is a freak. I'm talking about I haven't been let down once in terms of observing a pastor's daughter. Damn near every pastor's daughter that I've seen, that I've watched, they're freaks.
On. If you was gonna get with them, you would have got with them already. They more aware of situations. The top group, you could swindle them to do whatever you want. They taking cars out under their name for you. You got a bro that's locked up, they signing that bail. The bottom set ain't gonna do that. They might bring the bag, but they ain't doing nothing else. Got some pictures for you, that's it. I just need y'all to stay woke. Just because they quiet, that don't mean they're the better choice. And just because they be around everybody, that don't mean they've been with everybody. It's really two different sets of feet.
So this is what's going on in the world, right? Because people will assume, because people will assume this bottom row, where you see Sukihana, Sexy Red, and this other hair hat wearing person. I don't know who this is, but um we already assumed they're on that type of time, just off GP. But top row is on that same type of time too. It's just people won't know. And the top ones, like I said, if you look at the people that's a part of Cynthia G's crew, the woman that follow her the most, if you see, like those panels that me and when me and Pyro will be on the stream together and we'll go through the videos and we show you the videos of BWs like talking crazy about black men. Those are not hood rat chicks. They're not. I keep trying to tell people they're not hood rat chicks. These are women that are well educated, I'm talking about very well assimilated into the society. So it's they're those are the ones that are in love, that fall in love harder with the Pookies and the Tyrones, harder than the hood rat chicks, because the hood rat chicks, they've already been part of the game sexually since they've been like 10 or 11 years old, unfortunately. So they already well experienced in the streets to not necessarily, they already know what to expect when it comes to Tyrone and them. So they've already been played by Tyrone when they were like 13, 14, 15 years old. So by the time they even hit like 15, 16, they're already on some different type of demon time. So both sets of women, right? Different type of demon time. Different type of demon time, you know. And Pookie's never that far away. And so when we talk about David Carroll talking about certain people shouldn't breed, I think the harder you make restrictions against women dating a certain group of people, right? The more attractive you make that set group of women. That set group of men. This is why I don't believe in, me personally, I don't believe in, just saying, Tyrones are bad, Chads are bad. No, first of all, that's not even true. Second of all, the more you try to put restrictions, like say if you have a daughter, if you're putting so much restrictions on her on who she can and cannot date, or she catches you hating on certain groups of people, you only make that certain group of people attractive. This is what a lot of, particularly the white nationalist Christian conservative dudes, do not understand this. I don't know why they still don't understand this, but it's pretty obvious. you know? But yeah, that's what it is. But I got like 2 or 3 videos that matches up to the topic of my stream, right? And we're going to have certain people come up today. Certain people come up today, I think. Certain people are supposed to come up today and speak on their experience, their recent experience in the dating market. Hopefully that still happens, and if not tonight, then it will be another night. But I have this stream perfectly organized to highlight the topic: how much do women hate the average man? And what people got to understand, I always love using the 13 reasons why, the series. I love using it as an example of what type of time most women are on today. And Harps and Desire, you talking about the eugenics is perfect, because David Carroll, maybe there's a lot of people that believe in eugenics in general, but women practice eugenics. They practice it. They'll tell you, I can only date a man this tall, or I can only date this, or I can only date that. And remember, I've told people, look, because we live in America, right? And we see how the Chads are treated. We see how basketball players are treated, right? Women, the one of the main the women won't say this, but they want to procreate with these guys so their sons can be these guys because they know how they treat people that are not those guys. You know what I mean? They, especially in America, this is why I don't like how basketball is the number one sport or football is the number one sport. It really shouldn't be like that because in those specific sports, it's really about your genetics first, particularly when you're talking about basketball. Basketball is a big man sport. So it's literally going to isolate most men. And it's going to leave a lot of men feeling bitter towards the wrong group of men just because they won the genetic lottery. You know, I used to literally tell dudes like, yo, if you're under 6 feet tall, why are you even, if you know you're not going to be over 6 feet tall, why are you investing yourself in playing basketball? But these dudes used to be mad at me when I said stuff like that. I'm like, why don't you try a different sport? But they, it's like in their mind, they have to, it has to be basketball because they know they won't have many dating prospects outside of basketball, even though they should be doing something else, you know? So that's so women already practice eugenics. They want to procreate with these athletes or the criminals. So like if it's not the athletes, then it's the criminals or drug dealers. If it's not the if it's not the drug dealers, and if she is dealing with the common citizen, that common citizen needs to have something standoutish about him, whether it be he has a nice face, whether it be he has blue or green eyes, whether or not he's a certain complexion. It can't be just the average guy. They need something. They need something. So I have like 2 or 3 videos that will that is going to highlight this. This I got 2 or 3 yeah, about 2 or 3 videos already lined up that highlight this. That's what you pitmaster see. That's what I was about to say. Eugenics is already in play. They can't see the forest for the trees. It's partially the government. Like that's all because was it Harps and Desire? You because when you mentioned David Carroll talking about eugenics, but he wants David Carroll, it looks like from the looks of it, he wants it to be where the men of the tribe or the village are the ones selecting who the daughters should be procreating with. And women do not want that, bro. They don't want that. They want to be with who they want to be with. You know what I mean? They want to make that decision. You know, I remember having a deep conversation about this with a group of mixed. I'm talking about it was a group of mixed of men and women in the group recently. It was men and women in this group, and we were talking about how women when they're ovulating, they always make sure when they're particularly when you're talking about young women in their teen years, when they're ovulating, they make sure they stay away from their dad. If it I always so they stay away from their dad or their brother during that time, so they don't influence who they want to be with sexually while they're ovulating. They just want nature to lead them to who they want to be with instead of their dad being worried about what their dad or brother's gonna think if they choose who she chooses during her peak ovulation phase. So this is a lot of this is very biological. Eugenics has already been in play. You know, you it's just now David Carroll might be on some okay, the men of the village we need to pick, but women they fought too hard. They fought too long and hard for them just to give the power back to men to choose who they procreate with, who they mate with. They fought too hard, too long and too hard. Oh man. Oh, also Pyro, another thing before I show one of the videos. Another thing. What like I'm going to drop a particular Mother Day stream. Oh, one of the guests has popped up. Perfect. One of the guests has popped up. So I'm gonna drop a Mother Day stream on the day of Mother's Day, and I'm gonna name the title "Happy She Kept It Day live stream." The Happy She Kept It Day live stream. I'm going to stream on Mother's Day. I'm happy she kept. Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to be careful with that. Actually, I don't think I might because during the from the 8th through the 23rd, I'm gonna be on tour. I'm gonna be on tour on a music tour, so I don't think I'll be able to do that. But I'll try. I will definitely try. So let's bring Juiced Up Johnny to the stage.
Yeah.
What's
What's up, man? How you doing?
not bad. How about you, bro?
I'm good. Just a little tired. Just got back from this like award ceremony I was at with my girl. But I just wanted to comment on what you just said about they fought too hard to have their pick about who they want to mate with. I would want to argue that most women, they don't want to have kids, period. Like not with nobody for nothing.
Well, I'll say this. That is true, but it's like it's incomplete in meaning everything is how do I say this? Because I have a video for that too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so,
it could
like,
just be the type of women I'm dealing with, but because like so many of them are just so focused on their career or their quote unquote career, and they're so independent or whatever that they don't think that they have time, or they don't want the responsibility, or they don't see the need for having a kid. And I think that's what turns off most guys entirely sometimes.
so before we get into that, we'll get into that later because I have like 2 or 3 videos actually right next to what I
Yeah.
want to show. But didn't you say because remember you had talked about you wanted to talk about how you avoided a 304 or something, or you were about to.
Oh yeah. So
So
this
that's
was
this is what I wanted you to talk about if you have the
okay.
chance.
Yeah. So this was like maybe a year ago when I had discovered your videos. And it wasn't until you made this one video, it was like men and women can't be friends. And I watched the video because I had thought that like men and women could be friends. Like I had like female friends like in middle or high school or whatever. But now that I'm an adult, it's a lot different. And so, yeah, this girl was a hoe, but I just did not see it. Like I was so blind until I heard until I watched your video, because it really is one-sided, and I did not see that at the time. Like, we would hang out, like, we were supposed to date, but she told me that she had, like, an STD, so I didn't wanna go through
Oh,
with
this was
that.
the girl that you was talking about. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
and
can you tell the audience how old you are first, real
I'm
quick?
23.
Okay, got
Yeah,
you.
and I'm in college. This girl, she's, like, 24, so she's a year older than me,
Yep.
and, yeah, so we met on Tinder. That was the first mistake. And we were talking, and I told her we would go on a date when I came back from vacation. I was back home in the Dominican Republic. So when I got back, we started hanging out, and she didn't tell me until like 2 dates in that she had an STD. And I was like, it's fine. I didn't share any drinks or food with her or nothing. And I was like, yeah, I can't go through with that. Like, I just can't.
Remember, it was like me and Pyro in the comments. I think it's
Yeah.
somebody else were just like, "Bro, please get rid if you can." But I was like, just don't be too mean about it. Just don't give her the attention that she needs, and eventually she'll just, you know what I mean. But anyway, continue. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. So, yeah. And so I was like, I can't go through with that. And then she was like, yeah, well, like, I understand. Like, most people wouldn't want to, whatever. And we left it at that. And so like, we didn't talk for like 2, 3 days. And then she hits me up. She was like, hey, I just think you're like a really positive person. You talk about like self improvement and you're really responsible. You're in school and you work 2 jobs or whatever. Like, can we be friends? And I was like, yeah, well, whatever. We could be friends. I didn't really think much of it. So then we hung out this time. Like we hung out like a few more times as friends. And that's when your video came up. And you told me that it's always one-sided. Like there's no benefit to having a female friend if you're a guy. Like there's literally no benefit. And I didn't see it until a couple more times after we hung out, because she was like, oh, can you pay for this? Or can you cover this? Or, hey, I'm hanging out with these people. Like, you should come. And I was like, why? She's like, oh, I just don't feel safe. And then I was like, okay, I get it now. And then she'd be like, how come you never take me to hang around like your friends, like your rich friends and stuff? Because I live in a very affluent area.
Oh,
And like,
same here. Same
and
here. And also, pause it real quick.
uh-huh.
Pause that real quick. I just wanted to show people this.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to look at the screen right here. I want you to look at this caption, because the one thing I do love about BWs is they have zero tact compared to the other races of women. So they'll tell you what it is. That's why I think people kind of dunk on the BWs a little bit too much, because I do love the honesty that comes with dealing with them. So right here in the caption, it says, me hyping my male friends to go out because when I'm with them, I don't spend a single penny. This is to the young people that be all up in my comment section, the young men particularly, when I say, guys, you could do better with your time than forcing yourself to be friends with women that you're already attracted to anyways, because I don't see dudes going out their way to hang out with 400-pound women. I don't see that. So let's keep it real. You attracted to her, but let's make better use of your time. Let's make better use of your time and better use of your money, because you're being used, I'll say, about 95% of the time. And I'm being nice with that percentage. Anyways, continue on.
Yeah. So then she'd be like, oh, how come we never get to hang out, like, at your house or in the places that you hang out? Because we would always meet like halfway. She lives like in another town. It's not too far. It's like maybe 30-40 minute drive. So we'd always meet like in the town, like right in the middle, or like somewhere like closer to her area. Just, you never want to let me hang out with your rich friends, or how come I can't meet this person? And then I started putting two and two together after I saw your video, and I was like, damn, this is one-sided as fuck. Like, I get nothing out of this. Like, I get absolutely nothing out of this. Like, she won't even put me on with her homegirls, like nothing. And she still continues to hit on me. And like, I was so ignorant at the time. I didn't realize it till like months later. I was like, she was still flirting with me, even though I turned her down at least like 3 or 4 times. And then I finally cut it off when she started talking to me about how she got back together with her ex and they're in an open relationship. And I was like, nah, I'm out of here. Sorry. Just can't. So I just literally stopped talking to her. Like, I didn't answer to any of the texts, any of the DMs, none of that.
So you ended up taking my route anyways, because I was like, if that was me, I'll just be like, hell no. I said that I would basically just cut off all communication.
We talked once after that, because she tried to set me up with one of her homegirls, and her homegirl was like, she was cute, but there was nothing going on upstairs. Like, that head was so empty, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, no, it just felt like a trap, So I was like, no, I'm not gonna go through with this.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But isn't that interesting though? Because your story has many men can relate to this, because even if she didn't have herpes, I would have told you the exact same thing. That's the crazy thing. The herpes, that was just the what you call it, the sprinkles on the ice. It was like, oh, okay.
That's just revealed everything after that. You know what I mean? Because like, at first I thought she liked me for me, like she was fucking with me for me. But then she was just sticking around because she knows who I hang out with, what I do, things like that. She knows, like, obviously I told her about like my parents and stuff. So then she was like super interested, and she was like, oh, well, maybe, I think in her head, she was like, maybe we can make it work. Like, maybe he'll change his mind about it. And I was like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
All right. So let me look at the message real quick just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I wanted you to talk about that particular story, and then basically the topic of the show, the state of the average male. And so once you mentioned that, I was thinking I wasn't really gonna do a show centered around it until I saw this article. Now, I said in the 13 Reasons Why show that Clay Jensen was wasting his time. Really, if you look at his character arc, he was
Yeah.
really wasting his time trying to get people to admit that Hannah was violated and the jocks were going around violating people. As cold-hearted as it was, because I felt like his efforts, really, a guy like him, his efforts are not really going to be appreciated anyways. Now, here we have an article that I didn't see coming. 13 Reasons Why Clay Jensen is a toxic nice guy. Now, here you have the character that did the most in the show to save everybody. He did everything in his power to save everybody in the show. And here you have some bitch here. What's her name? Emily Tannenbaum. So just to let you guys know, if you out here playing Captain Save 'em, right, as the average man, because let's keep it a buck. The reason why they labeled Clay Jensen as the quote unquote toxic nice guy is because he's not a Chad. If that was that, if that was look how much credit they gave Bryce Walker, the grapist of the show. They gave him so much credit for him, quote unquote, turning around his character for trying to help people, even though Clay Jensen was never the bad guy. He never violated anybody. You know what I mean? And for her to write an article on how Clay Jensen was the toxic nice guy is just proof that really many women are coming up, and they just, the average man, whoever you are, whatever you do, as being just the average, particularly if you're like the average Caucasian man, she's going to find, if you can be batting 1,000, the hit that you do, she's going to bank on that and say that you're a quote unquote toxic nice guy. So we're going to go over this article later on. Anybody that watched 13 Reasons Why, if you see the title of this, realize how ridiculous it sounds, but it just goes into what I've been trying to prove, that basically women have such a disdain for the average man. They just have such a disdain for it. Like, you can be batting 1,000 as a man, and it's not enough. It's never going to be enough. You have divorced moms, you got single moms, but particularly the divorced moms on TikTok admitting that, oh yeah, the guy that I was with, he was nice, he wasn't a bad guy, but don't let that stop you from divorcing your man. There's videos of this. You know what I mean? So this is really an epidemic that we have, where we have probably the best fathers that we have in history, the best men really that we have in terms of caring for women in history, and they're being treated worse than the men in the past. And that's kind of ironic, but also expected, you know. Let me bring up this one video that I just dropped today, and I'm gonna open up the link if anyone else wants to join the panel while I drop what do you call that? Quick fire dropping these videos? Whatever that's called. Whatever that's called. I'm gonna be dropping these videos real quick, right? These clips that some of them I already dropped videos for those TikTok clips. Some of them I have, some of them I haven't. Let me just pin Sorry, guys. Let me just pin. I'm just like that guy from DJ Star. I have trouble doing two things at once. So let me just pin. Let me pin this thing up top. Let me pin this real quick because I can't do it via StreamYard for some reason. I got to do it on my phone. Okay, here we go. So anybody else that wants to join the panel, you can, but let's watch this video because I found the full video of this woman. So she's been going viral. This woman's been going viral. She said that she's been single her whole life, which I call cap on. So I dropped a video of this today, but this is the full video of the actual clip where she's talking about how she's been lonely her whole life. So let's take a listen to her real quick.
Single my entire life. My entire life. I'm going to be turning 42 in August, and I've never had anybody love me or desire me or want to be with me. And I have so much love that I feel like that is inside of me with nowhere to go because it can't transfer to friends or my family or my parents because it's something separate, it's something different. And I've gathered all of this love since I was in high school, and then it just sits there and it eats me alive sometimes. And I'm bringing this up. Oh my gosh, I just slammed my hand off of that. Sorry, I'm bringing this up because I'm lonely and sad, and the world is hard and horrible. And I was thinking this morning that like no one's laid next to me in bed. I've never had the comfort of someone's arms around me. When I've had difficult moments, I've got through them by myself most of the time. Now I have a beautiful family of brothers and my mother and my dad when he was alive, and I love them. I'm grateful for them. But there's something different about having somebody that's there for you, next to you, with you, and it's a different kind of loneliness if you've been single all of your life. And I know that there are people who get this. There are people who follow me that get this. But I was thinking about it in terms of just bigger worldly issues as well.
Guys, so far, I'm going to ask everybody else in the pair what they think so far, but I just wanted to highlight this chat. Guys, get your passport. God damn. Um, man, do you know there was a MGTOW creator by the name of Iman67? That was one of my favorite MGTOW creators, but he always keeps getting his channel taken down, and he'll drop like TikTok videos like this, and then afterwards he'll be like, "Oh my god, guys, just he'll be so stressed out. He'll just be like, just guys, just get your passports. Just get your just get your
Yeah.
So, like, I'll say this: if you are a decent average working man, if you want to date, it's either you go monk mode or you travel overseas.
True.
Yeah. I'd say go overseas. Personal anecdote, I have a homie. He never dated like at all. But then when we
That's
were
me.
18, he started getting into this relationship with this Brazilian girl. And it was like this weird like online relationship. Nobody thought it would really work until he actually flew over there. They hung out, and then she flew to him, and now they're together. And I observe the way she acts, and it's like it's just different. They're raised properly overseas most of the time, I would say, compared to what you get over here. It's like night and day.
Facts.
Pyro man, what's
Like,
up, bro? How's it going, man?
Everything is good, man. Everything is good. You're actually right about these type of women. Like they do get the guys they want, but the guys don't want them.
This is a woman that's clearly, so far, when she's talking about, when a woman said, first of all, when a woman particularly in America, when she's saying that she's single her whole life, that does not mean she has not been getting piped out. She's been getting piped out, and at best has been
Yeah,
used as an expensive piece of toilet tissue at best. And
yeah,
women like that, they will not admit it, but they're very picky. They're very picky. And then they'll get to their 40s they'll get to their 40s or their 50s now, which is crazy. But they'll get to their 40s and 50s and complain on TikTok talking about, why can I not find a good man? Why I've been lonely my whole life. I've had no friends, which is a lie, first of all. But when a woman like that is saying that, she just means that the man that she wants does not want anything to do with her. And those guys that she really wants are guys that are way out of her league. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about way out of her league. And for and there's a lot of guys don't believe that women like this didn't have affairs with athletes. They'll be like, no, there's no way a guy from the Houston Astros mess with this girl. Yeah, you'll be surprised, bro. You'll be surprised. For
That's
like a
true.
weekend or two,
Yeah.
and they hold that weekend moment with that dude in the air. Or like, say, I always use sports examples, but just it'll be like a guy. It'll be like a guy in finance, somebody that was at their job that was like smooth talking, charming, knocked her out of her knocked her out of her chair. So let me bring up an average example. She meets a guy at her job, knocks her out of her chair, loves that guy like a motherfucker, but then she finds out the guy's married. Surprise, surprise. That's like the average situation with broads like this. So when you're dealing with somebody like this and she's talking about loneliness, that's cap. And on top of that, if you are a young woman, right? If you are a young woman and you go to any house party, it doesn't matter how many men are there. Every woman in that house party, even if she's in a wheelchair, she's going to get talked to. Every
Facts.
single woman in that house
Yeah.
party will get talked to. I don't care how many how many men are there. Every woman in that house party is going to get talked to. Now, her life, what she's describing, ironically, if what she's saying is true, which I doubt, if what she's saying is really true, the life that she's describing about her loneliness is really the life of the average man. But that's what she doesn't understand. That's low key what she's describing, the life of the average man. Let me add Angel on to the panel. And Juiced Up Johnny, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's the life of the average man, except for the fact that the average man hasn't been ran through as much as this woman has. Like you could see it in her face. Like
Exactly. The
this is
average
the
man
face of regret.
The average man doesn't even have the option to vet. Like, they'll tell men to vet women. Most men in general don't even have the options to be like, okay, let me vet these amount of women that I know. Most men don't even have that kind of options to do that. She's had men that would have taken her seriously. She just thought I could do better when she was probably when she was in her early 20s, late teens. You know what I mean? A lot of those girls, they'll have like, their quote unquote lil boyfriends, those guys that we kind of demean, their little boyfriends in high school before they go to college. But really, those guys were their best option, because during that time, you had a guy that was willing to take you seriously during his young years. He would have done everything during that time to keep you. Those are really the guys that women are supposed to stick it out with. But the women that we're dealing with today, they don't want to stick it out. They don't want to sacrifice. They don't want to put no skin in the game, and they end up playing themselves in the long run. Anything. Also, Angel, what's up, bro? How's it going?
Yes. Hey. Hi, Chris. Hi, everybody.
How you doing? How you doing?
Man,
Yeah.
Angel, bro. You don't know. I'm gonna be in New York City a lot in the next 2 or 3 weeks, because I'm gonna be touring with this group. So I might be in New York City a little bit.
Oh,
Like
cool.
two, three, what's it, in the next 2 or 3 weeks? I don't know. It's not completely confirmed yet, but I've been putting it
Oh.
out. It's not completely confirmed, but I have been in New York City a lot more recently. I was scared with the whole subway situation, but I just
Yeah.
recently went to a Mets game, but it should be all good. It should be all good.
Yeah, well, I guess you'll be all right though, as long as as long as, yeah, well, as long as I don't know how else to tell you this, but just go where the light is. Once you go where the light is and avoid the darkness, you'll be fine. So,
Yeah,
oh,
I stick to Times Square when I go to New York
yeah,
City.
yeah,
I
yeah.
stick Manhattan. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
stick right
Mhm.
along that line around where MSG is, around where Times Square. Yeah, basically around there. That's where I'd be because I can easily just blend in and do what I need to do and get out. But yeah,
Yeah,
New
that's
York
it.
City.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So no back alley shit. No, none of that. I ain't doing none of that, man.
No, no.
But anyway, Angel, did you get a chance to see the video that I had dropped today when
Yeah,
I was
this video
covering?
I saw earlier. Yes, I did though, and I'm looking at this, and you know what? I, I'm gonna tell you, tell you, Chris, gentlemen on the panel, the viewers. I'm gonna tell you this, okay? This is a cautionary tale. This is for these young 304s that want to go and take the express and just have their carousel rides and everything else. This is what's gonna happen to these ladies 20 years down the road. Okay, they're gonna be facing the same thing, and I'm gonna tell you this also, Chris. In the next, I believe, in the next about 5-10 years, you are going to see, and this is for everybody. You're gonna see a heck of a lot more videos like this, and I believe in 5 to 10 years, because these women, they've decided, well, I'm gonna have my fun. I got time. I got this and I got that. Blah blah blah. Next thing you know, you're gonna be seeing it like this. And she says that she has all this love in her heart and everything like that. But you know what? I understand being young and foolish, but it doesn't have to be this bad, because not everybody's like that. When you're an adult, you could decide what you want to do, but then you have to suffer the consequences, though, to whatever
Yeah.
decisions you make. And that's what I believe. But this in itself is a cautionary tale. And a lot of people, maybe some will listen, many won't. But I'm gonna tell you this, Chris. You're gonna see this, a lot more of this, in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm telling you right now. I believe that.
That's
Yeah.
low key scary. But anybody else has anything to say about that? That's scary to me, because I already know
Yeah.
women in the next 5 years, they're gonna be on. You know how we see like scammer ninjas. You know what I mean? And they be bothering you sometimes. Well, if you can avoid them. But I believe there's going to be so much female scammers
Mm.
because they're going to be alone and they're going to need to find extra ways to make money. So that's kind
Yeah.
of scary to me.
I will say that this is the type of woman that lacks accountability, and it just kind of goes back to what you said. Like, she probably thought, like, and kind of what Angel said too, like, it's okay to be young and dumb or whatever, like, we all make mistakes, whatever. She probably could have thought, like, oh, I could have done a little better, and she gets like the next best thing or the next best thing, but what she doesn't realize is she's always chasing the next best thing, and it's never good enough, because she's always looking for the next best thing, and she's not realizing that she's passing up everybody on the way there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
She's
right.
she's passing up every single dude that would have stuck it out, that would have done X, Y, and Z for her, probably would have been good with her parents, because she's too busy thinking, oh, the grass is green on the other side, instead of just watering the grass that she already has.
Yeah,
And
that's
now
pretty
she
good.
gets it.
That's
Yeah, now
a good
she
one.
gets to this age, and well, you see it.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's it.
yikes! How old do you guys think she is in this video? To be fair,
Mid 30s.
46.
nah,
I'd
that's
say
not.
like in the early 40s. I would
Yeah,
say.
I was gonna say definitely mid 40s because
Yeah.
I'm seeing a trend on TikTok. I'm talking about I see a trend. It'll be like hashtag dating after 50 years old. I'm like, after
What?
50?
Oh yeah. Yes, I've seen that too. Yep, that happened.
I don't be on TikTok like that, but dating after 50, that's
Yeah. This
No,
is
Chris, I'm
why.
gonna tell you this. No, Chris, I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you that it's not even that though, man. They'll be getting never mind the 40s. They'll be getting into the 60s. I even saw a video. They got these 70-year-old women. For whatever the heck reason is, they just, they feel like, hey, I have another, another life, and I could, rejuvenate my life. Even in the 70s, you're supposed to be, carrying your grandchild as it is, though. Why are you going out there trying to pose in bikinis and all that stuff, though?
Well,
Seriously, in their 70s, though. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, I'm 58 as it is, though, and I don't even want to see that.
but
Seriously, there has to be a limit.
where I live, you unfortunately see the women in their 60s and 70s who are single, who are behaving that way. And when you hear their story, it gets even worse because some of them, they have children, they have grandchildren, and they just get bored at the end of their life. They're like, you know what? I want to get a divorce. I want to be single. And then you see them at all the dive bars, like the local dive bars that I go to sometimes after work. That's where they all hang out. And it's sad and it's scary too, because it's like, damn, you just got bored of your husband after 50 years of marriage.
Exactly.
What the hell?
Just to let you
Just
guys know,
imagine
gray divorces are up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People kept talking about, people are trying to say the divorce rates are going down, but really, gray divorces are going up. So this is also the dangers. This is why men are like just even staying away from the institution of marriage in general, where you have women in their 50s and 60s are now divorce graping their
Yep.
husbands that they've
Yep.
been with plus 20 plus years. Now that's just scary. That's scary as hell to me. So
Facts.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, were you
That happened to me. That happened to me. I was divorced. I was married for about 20 years. And then my wife decided that maybe that we should be getting a divorce, though. And then we were divorced July of last year. And
I
we've been
didn't know,
divorced
man.
since, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, Angel, I didn't know. So you were married for 20 years?
Married 20 years. We were married. Yeah, we got together. We were married for 2003. 2003. So we finally decided that, maybe we should just try to get a divorce and all that. I said, you know what? Because the last about 2 or 3 years, well, anyway, I'm not supposed to say it anyway, though. I don't think it matters. I have to try to put this behind me. She put it behind her anyway, though, so it doesn't matter, though. And I'm going to tell you this, Chris. I'm going to tell you this. She moved to Connecticut, and she's up in New Haven, Connecticut. She's up around your neck of the woods, believe it or not. But anyway, yeah, believe it or not, anyway.
You can't make
So
this
that's
stuff
what
up.
happened, though. So she was really pushing for this, though. And we didn't. It was at this point that I was really getting ready to just move out myself, though, to go to Nevada. That's what I'm doing this year, though. That's why when you was mentioning you was gonna come to New York City, though, because I'm leaving next month to go to Nevada myself, though. So, but anyway, the point is that for her, I guess things wasn't working out. She didn't feel that way about it. Feelings, as always, feelings. So I figured, if this is what you really want to do, then we'll do this. The major thing about this is, number one, we didn't have no property. Number two, we didn't have any kids, just because she couldn't have kids anyway. But I loved her anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But the bottom line is that this is what she wanted to do. She wanted to push for it. She wanted to help out with the paperwork and all that. Got the divorce papers at the end of July. I left to go to Nevada, and I was there for 2 weeks. And then a few months, she left to go up to Connecticut. Then I came back. And now I'm just trying to get myself ready to go back to Nevada. But once I go there, I'm staying there. So that's why I'm trying to prepare myself to make this move for myself, though. So, but it is what it is, though. I mean, so if you talk about that, about great divorces and all that, I guess in my case, that's the case too, though. But
Yeah,
I didn't make a big deal of it, though, because I was trying to get, through it. But now that I got this behind me, she's living her life. However she's living it. Me, I'm living my life. I think in this case, even though for 20 years we've been together, but you know what? And we were dating for like a couple of years before then anyway. So, yeah, so it is what it is, though. So this thing about, I never heard about this great divorce until maybe about a month, little more than a month about about this divorce going on. I said, damn, but this shit's happening to me too. Shit.
It's
But
crazy.
Damn.
it is what it is. And I tell you what though, that's a wake up call for me though, because you know what? This is why I follow. This is at this point, and I'll say this. I don't care what anybody. I'll say this. I'm MGTOW. From the time of the divorce on, I'm MGTOW. Everybody knows what MGTOW is. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. So at this point, that's why I always tell guys, take care of yourself. Just do your thing. Watch out for women. The best thing for you to do is just take care of yourself, do your thing. You get a girlfriend, you get a girlfriend. If you don't, you don't. As long as you got peace of mind. That's my advice.
Facts.
Okay?
Facts.
Damn.
But
That's real.
that's it.
And most,
That's it. That's the way it is.
man. Sorry to hear about that, Angel, because I had no idea. I had no idea because
Yeah, I really didn't want to say anything about it, but you know how it is though. Us guys, we don't like to. Me personally, even with me, I don't like just to tell anybody my problems. I just just keep it internalized. Just go on with life, do what I have to do. And just keep improving my life. And that's it. I mean, for me, if I get a girlfriend, I get a girlfriend. If I don't, I don't. But I'll tell you this though, if I do get a girlfriend, whether it be here or out west, more likely out west anyway. I'm gonna tell her straight up, I'm not looking to get married because I'm not gonna get married again.
just not in America.
No, I'm not gonna get married at all, period though, because to be honest, I wasn't even planning on getting married at all
Mm.
in my life. But then I met my ex-wife, and then, one thing led to another, and that happened. So, things happen though, but you gotta be careful. At least she wasn't like a gold digger. She wasn't abusive. She just decided she just didn't want to continue with the marriage at all. So if she wanted to go and live her life, I said, you know what? Whatever you want to do. And things were like that for like probably the last couple of years of our marriage and all that. So I figured, all right, I'm not gonna just fight it. There's nothing to fight about. We had our ups and downs, but hey, it is what it is. So now I got my newfound freedom, and I'm gonna tell her I'm not getting married again. And if she says, well, we should get married, no. Well, if that you want to get married, you have a good life. And if she just want to say, all right, well, have to get fine. Then we just go, we continue dating, we have fun, get our rocks off, and that's it. That's the way I look at it. Because I'm not gonna get married again, though. That's the way it is, though, because but some people, they need to get married again because they want to like this woman, they don't want to be alone and all that. Me, I don't care. I don't mind doing things alone because I'm responsible for myself. I know this sounds kind of selfish, but I think it's best that way.
Now,
now I'm gonna get a mop and clean up all the guts because I'm spilling all my guts in front of everybody. So.
Nah, you good.
Because many MGTOWs have a very similar story. You know what I mean? That's what actually kind of brought me to this space where many of the MGTOWs would tell me similar things about how they were in a 20-year, 15-year, and then all of a sudden I'm done, or oh, you know what? I'm done, and then they'll have kids together and they'll be like crazy in the family court. And then a lot of those MGTOWs would tell me about the stuff that would happen in family court, and I'll be like, that sounds like a fucking nightmare. So that was
and Chris, I'm sorry, Chris. Yeah, that's the thing though. That's why when AG does that thing with the courtroom madness, then we had that giga simp over there though. I mean, he was living his life and he had all that money and all that, and then he took in that woman though and all that stuff. And I'm saying to myself, man, what the hell is wrong with this guy, man? Why is he putting himself through all that? And then and then I thought about, wait a minute, this is why I thank God I didn't have to go through all that. But that's why you gotta be careful on who you're dealing with.
Man.
You understand? Guys, be careful. I implore you, be careful who you're dealing with. Be careful. And I'm gonna tell you this: today's women, I feel bad for guys today because today's women is not like it was back in the day. Today's women, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's a single parent. I don't know if it's social media. I don't know if it's society, maybe it's a combination, but today's women, you have got to be careful, man. Please be careful. Because today's women, they just don't care, man. They could go and they'll look at you and they'll think, okay, good. Lottery, no good.
Yeah.
No good. In my case, I dodged the big bullet. But I'm gonna tell you this though, man. Marriage today, if these guys don't want to get married or they want to be passport bros, you're better off. I'm telling you, you're better off. For your sake, for your sanity, you're better off. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Damn.
Juiced
Yeah.
up Johnny, Pyro, any thoughts?
No,
He-
you go,
he's
Pyro. you go.
100% correct. This only makes me like don't want. I already don't want to get married. This just makes it even worse, especially children. Especially having children, especially in this country. The the um the the child support cases and all this stuff. No, I love my money too much. If we leave, I think I should have the kids because I'm more able to take care of them. Do you guys agree? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's already been proved. It's proven that fathers, like single fathers, are better parents than even well, obviously they're better parents than women in general, but on top of that, they've shown the statistics in terms of the success in children. Actually, single fathers, in terms of the success in children, have better results than even the children that were raised with a mom and a dad. So
yeah,
it's
Yeah.
pretty clear what the common denominator is on that end. And it's not because women are just so bad. It's just women have way too much incentives to break up their unions, their long-term unions, their short-term unions. There's too much incentives for them to rip away kids from their fathers. You know what I mean?
yes,
There's too much incentives. So this is what you always have to almost expect, that they will they'll dishonor their agreements, because there's really no incentive for them to be good people, really, because if there's nothing to gain for to be loyal. There's nothing really to gain for, except for the family in large, and we already know what they're pumping, what they're the message that they're putting to women: do for yourself, do what's good for you, not necessarily what's good for your family, but do what's good for you. So you
yes,
take all of that into account. you're just like damn, as soon as she acts out of line or she acts disloyal, it's like, damn, I saw that coming. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's unfortunately what a lot of guys in the dating game have to deal with. Let me add V
Mhm.
from India to the panel. What's up, bro?
What's up? What's up, Chris? Hi, everyone.
Man,
What's up,
hey,
V?
man.
hey,
Hey, what's up?
Can I ask you guys something?
Yeah.
mhm.
What is a MGTOW? Or what's that?
Angel, you wanna, or
Oh
Pyro?
yeah, MGTOW, those are initials. MGTOW, that means men going their own way.
Oh,
That
okay,
means that men going their own way. That means that they're going out there and they just, they're gonna focus on themselves and to improve themselves, and in whatever capacity it is, financial, health wise, everything though. And when they feel like when they believe that they're all set, then they could go and try to find a girlfriend or a significant other and all that. But it's mostly like, like you seen these videos in which, women are saying, oh, how come men are not coming after us, and why is it that I'm having a hard time dating and all that? Well, that's because women, especially American Western women, they have this fantastical idea that, well, they deserve better, and my especially when you get older, as they get older, forget it. Then the bar is like, it gets up. So men are fed up with women's demands and what they're looking for, and they're delusional what they're looking for in the man. They can never find a man though, because what they're looking for, it's beyond reach. So MGTOW, men going their own way. That's what an acronym is for that. They're
Oh,
just focusing on themselves and taking care of themselves health wise, like I said, financially, whatever you have to do though. And that's what I'm
okay.
doing. That's what I'm doing in my case though. So after going through the divorce of last year though, that's what I've been focusing on though. And then that's when I've
Okay.
been going through, checking out these videos, like with AJ and Chris, and all these other, to try to, how else I can improve myself. I'm 58 and I'm still trying to improve. You can never be too old. I'm gonna tell everybody this: you can never
Yep,
be
yep.
too old to improve
Facts.
yourself. As long as you
Facts.
got the breath of
Yeah.
life, you can still do it from your 20s to your 60s, whatever. Because unlike the women, and this is true, unlike the women, we men have time.
Mm-hmm.
We have time.
Yeah.
So even if you haven't done much in your 20s and 30s, you could still do it. You could still improve yourself financially, health wise, everything. Me, I'm good. In my state, I'm good. But you can still keep improving yourself, though. You understand? While you come across, and then if you at whatever state you're on, if you do come across the right person for you, then you take your time. No
Okay.
rush. That's what
Okay.
I do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But that's what
Okay.
MGTOW is an acronym for that.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Hmm.
No
And
problem.
Angel,
Yes.
it will be okay. Don't be sad, okay?
Oh.
No, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
already over that. I'm good. I'm good. But thank you,
Okay.
brother. I appreciate that, though. Thank you.
Uh,
I appreciate
it
that.
will be okay. It'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
V, anything else for the panel so far before
Not
I move on?
really. I'm just here to get the knowledge. That's all.
Oh man, thank you, man. Oh man, I wish. Oh man, do you guys know Reaper, right? That I'd be getting
Yeah.
on
Oh
my
yeah,
face.
yeah, yeah. I missed
I
that
I
dude,
I,
bro.
I wish I could get him on. That would be, my man. That's my guy right there. And you know what's beautiful about Reaper? He's not RP. He's not MGTOW. He's not really. He doesn't really claim it, but I wish Reaper would start his own channel. That would be perfect. He needs a channel to talk because he's perfect. He's really perfect for the space. He just doesn't, he just doesn't know it yet. But I would definitely would have loved to have his take on basically everything that's happening right now. Also, let me put in this next video. And also V, the thing about the MGTOWs, that's the thing I almost forgot. The MGTOWs, they're really the bedrock of this space. These are really the people that are holding the line. And if it really wasn't for the MGTOWs holding the line, our space wouldn't be where it's supposed to be right now. Now, you're not going to see me specifically talk about the MGTOWs or put MGTOW on my title. The reason why I don't put MGTOW in my title is because people be getting demonetized for putting MGTOW in their title. I've been noticing that. So that just shows you the power of men walking away. That just shows it just shows you the power of men walking away. I'm talking about if you put MGTOW in your title. This has happened to many creators. This happened to Sandman. This happened to Hammerhand. This happened to many creators. They would put MGTOW in their title. They would get the views, but then eventually their page gets their page gets shut down. That's because the MGTOW creators, the message that the MGTOWs push out there really messes with everybody else's bottom line, because really the power is men being able to walk away from this, being able to walk away and do your own thing. That is men's superpower, walking away. So this is the beautiful thing about the MGTOW creators, particularly I'll say one of my favorite oh, Angel, do you know like any what MGTOW creators do you usually listen to if you don't mind putting that out there?
I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I don't have like a favorite, but I I've been surfing around. I've been hearing stuff from um like for example, what pops in my head? Undead Chronic. He sounds pretty good.
Mm,
I was listening to Coach Greg Adams. I've heard of, he
yeah,
sounds okay. But I don't have like a favorite, but I just like surf around.
yeah,
And obviously, for me, Kevin Samuels. I mean, Kevin Samuels. To me, I think he has probably like the best advice. He's a very intelligent. He's articulate. He's direct. That's what I respect. I mean, rest in peace. But that's what I respect about him. And whenever he does his shows, I learn from that also. You understand? So it's like, I just surf around. I don't have like a favorite, but I just surf around. And I take a little bit of each, and I just learn from that though. So that's the way I usually do it though. Some may be good, some may not be good, but that's how I find out though. But that's how I do it. I just surf around,
all
and
right,
channels like
man.
yours too though. So I learn
Yeah.
from everybody. See that at 58 years old, you can never stop learning. You never stop learning. Even at 58, you never stop learning. Because there's always something that somebody knows that you don't know. And it could be from anybody. It could be from Chris. It could be from anybody. And I learn from that though. And when you learn from that and you take it in, it makes you a better person though, and you appreciate that. Because then that helps you make a better person though. Doesn't matter whether you need it or not. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what situation you're at. Them. You can always learn from somebody every single day. I always say that you're never too old to learn. I always say that,
Mm,
and it's true. I tell you that for a fact, though, man. I know. I'm telling you, you're never too old to learn. Never. And it
Agree.
doesn't matter how old that person is. I
Hmm.
know Chris is younger, but guess what? I can still learn from him. I can learn from a 70-year-old. I can learn from a woman. I can learn from a guy. I can learn from anybody. Somebody from another country. There's always something that you can learn. Always. Whatever little piece of information, you can always learn. And I take that in. And that's how I do it.
Hmm.
mm. Also, man, okay, oh, that's what I highlight. So Gary Grant said, yeah, MGTOW right now, low key is the safest. Is this monk mode? MGTOW monk mode is
Yeah.
really the safest route going right now. And shout out to those guys, Kevin Samuels, these people. But Angel, you know what my favorite joke is? You know who
What's
the
that?
queen of the art? Do you know who the queen of the RP really is?
No,
And
don't
no,
tell me story things.
no.
Nah, nah.
Oh, good.
It's gonna be somebody you guys don't know.
Or
Do you know who I say
Yeah.
the queen of the RP is?
Who's that?
Because people think the queen of the RP is gonna be somebody that's regurgitating our points. No, the queen of the RP is somebody
Is
that
she black?
yes, and but you're not gonna guess who it is. Is always going to be somebody that encapsulates why men end up running to the space in the first place. So
Jada
you know who
Pinkett.
close. Juiced up Johnny already knows where I'm going with this.
Oh, wait. It's Aisha Curry, isn't it?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And Juiced Up
Naisha
Johnny
Curry?
been paying attention, bro. Aisha Curry to me is the queen of the RP space. You know why?
Yeah.
So when Angel mentioned Kevin Samuels, now a lot of people will say Kevin Samuels did bring a lot of people to the space. But I'll say this, man, when it comes to the people that really started getting their eyeballs in the space, I'm talking about around 2019. Man, when Aisha Curry came on that Red Table Talk, it said what she had to say.
Yeah, that happened when I was in high school, and I remember that just everybody was talking about it, the lunch tables, whatever. Like,
People don't understand the impact. I'm talking because I was already listening to Coach Greg Adams, the Hammerhand, all these people during that time. Obviously, Corey Holcomb, that's my guy. That's me and Reaper's guy. But so when Aisha Curry said what she said, we were like, oh, of course this bitch gonna say some stupid shit like this. Of course she's gonna disrespect Steph Curry again because that wasn't the first time she disrespected Steph Curry. But people don't understand the eyes that she brought to this space because there were dudes that I saw in the celebrity world, right? Remember when blue checks used to be a thing on Instagram? Like if you had a blue check on Instagram, that means you were so. There were guys with blue checks where, because it was women defending what Ayesha Curry had said, right?
I remember
And
that.
and the guys were just like, "Wow, I didn't know women thought this way." Like, dude, you had to see it. You had
It's a
there were
big
dudes
red pill moment.
there were dudes that they had no idea women thought that way. I shit you not. People they had no idea.
Grown ass men.
They had no
Grown ass
idea.
men.
I'm talking about grown ass men. These were like, I'm talking about these are your most blue pill comics. You know those blue pills people that be doing them skits. There were
Yes.
there were pro black men that used to do like only pro black stuff. After Ayesha Curry, their content switched. I'm telling you, people think it was just Kevin, but I'm telling like that moment, it brought eyes to the space because there were a lot of I like to call these people, Patrice O'Neill's followers. They call them the Black Phillip disciples, right? They were in the comments heavy, bro. They were in the comments heavy, basically converting people before my very eyes. Anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. Ayesha Curry, thank you for bringing the men to the space that had no idea how 304s was out here working. And one day, I'm going to show you the full clip of Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams' mansion show the day that Ayesha Curry's Red Table Talk went viral. One day I'm going to show you guys. We're going to do like a specific 3-hour stream, and I'm going to show you 30 to 40 minutes of that show of Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams going off. And really the talking points that a lot of people hear today, you're going to hear that in that video from like 2019. A lot of the stuff that me and Reaper say comes from this guy. And oh man, that was an interesting time. I'll say 2019 was very interesting time. So right here, sticking to the topic. Has any of you guys seen this woman go viral via Instagram recently or
Nah.
no?
Never seen her before.
Okay, but you're probably gonna see more of her because you'll see more. Like, remember when I said like Amani Talks was gonna go a little bit viral, and Amani Talks ended up going viral for saying that, like, remember basically the black girl that said I left my boyfriend because he was great. Do you remember that girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she ended up going viral. So she's gonna get her. She's gonna get more eyes on her thing because she's the typical. Remember when I was talking about Tyrese, right, and the type of girls that dark-skinned ninjas usually go for, and it's really girls that look like this. So girls
racially
that look
ambiguous.
Exactly. So girls that look like this, they'll literally say, I only date street ninjas. That's it. They'll tell you this straight up. So I want people to hear her talk because she's had her baby daddy on the show to do a segment one day. I got to do a video on that too. But she's going to defend her mating choices to the men in her comment section that told her she needs to pick better in terms of when it comes to picking better baby fathers instead of complaining that most men ain't shit. So this is her response to us rational men for saying, look, you have to choose better in terms of baby fathers. This is her response.
Real talk before you start the video.
Oh my bad.
I said before you start the video, I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys for letting me come on. But unfortunately, I do have finals tomorrow, so I got to get off.
Oh no. Yeah. I already know you said you had like school, but thank you for coming on, bro. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. I'll catch you all on the next one. So
bye, bro.
Definitely, yeah, all right. Have a good night.
Night, guys.
Good luck in your finals, bro. So right here, this is her response. this is her response to men telling her you need to choose better, or really her response to men that tell women you need to choose better in terms of when it comes to picking your baby fathers. This is her response.
You chose the wrong guy. So I chose the wrong guy because I chose a strong and good-looking guy. Because I choose strong and good-looking men. Why would I want a man that looks weak? So that's just nature. All women want strong men. But in reality, I really in a world where I do want a man, I want a man who's smart and can kill a man with his bare hands. And a lot of times I look at men that look like they could kill a man with their bare hands, and maybe they can, but they're not smart. So I realize that it's hard to find a man who's smart and can kill a man with his bare hands, but also compassionate. It has to be all those three. It's just too hard. So I've given up on men as a whole. No, I'm not a lesbian, but I don't want you motherfuckers, okay? I don't. I've given up on you.
So now,
Well, you
Why are you talking so loud?
Exactly. Why is she so loud?
Do you
And
know
she sounds
what they?
confused too, though. Chris, I'm gonna tell you this. She sounds confused though because she says that she wants a man that's compassionate, but she wants somebody that could kill a man with their bare hands. well, you're either gonna have to have one that's diplomatic, or you're gonna have to have one that's a killer. One or the other, though. You can't have both.
Try telling that to her.
That's the way I'm understanding, though. Unless I don't know.
Hey, this is what happens. Anybody else? Anybody want to chime in on this video?
All I can say is her choices of like men who she have kids with is garbage as usual, and then she's not really smart herself.
Nope.
Like,
she's not.
why would you look just only those two qualities in men? Do you not have any more? Like, come on.
But this is what we've been saying. These are the girls that be giving women advice.
Exactly.
These are the women that be like, I'm done. You heard what she said at the end. I'm done with men in general. Even though she and then in the same breath she said earlier, I'm only looking for this characteristic, and it's a very shallow characteristic in terms of looking for a father for your kids. You look for aesthetic, something for you. Now, what I've been told my whole life as a man, that men are only looking for this type of woman. She needs to be skinny. She needs to be this. She needs to be that. That men are only, but really, as we are growing older, we're starting to realize, or I'm starting to realize, that most of the stuff that women complain about is just projection. It's just pure projection. They'll meet like with one guy that treated her like she treated most of the dudes that she's treated in her past. Like, she'll meet one guy that outsmarted her at her own game, and she will not get over it. And they will call then they'll call that man a narcissist, even though she got a whole Instagram just with her face on it, but all the other men are narcissists. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of idiots that we're dealing with. You know what I mean? Anybody else so far?
That broad you I still remember that live stream you did with that with that curly hair girl.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. Pyro, you were around with the OG streams. What's her name? Persia Bella. Yeah. So at least the last time we checked on her, she hasn't been really posting a whole lot about the guy. So hopefully things are better. But the thing about girls like that, they will call here she is, like the Persia Bella girl. She's sitting there calling her baby daddy the narcissist, like he's like an evil character. Every other video, the narcissist this, the narcissist that. Then I look at the kid, I'm like, oh, he's mixed. So this is she was dealing with a ninja. All right, here we go. And then you take that. Then on top of that, you're looking. She had a post. This bitch had a post where she was fantasizing on how her son is going to have to beat up his friends in the future because her quote unquote mom is so hot. I'm like, how narcissist how much of a narcissist do you have to be to already be making skits about your 5-year-old son in the future having to fight off dudes because my mom is a MILF, whatever. And that's like she was making posts like that. And I'm like, but your baby daddy's a narcissist? No, I was like, you know what? I'm like, you know what I think? I think both of you guys were narcissists. He outsmarted you in your game. Take your fucking L and stop putting this on all men. Because we are not most of us are not on that kind of demon time. You was on demon time. You found another dude that was on demon time. You lost. Get over it. But unfortunately, you know, they just won't take that L. They just won't take
They're
that
not.
L. And now
They're not.
this girl in this case, she's literally telling you, I'm only looking for a man that's this. Just this. And because I can't get a man that's like this because he's not smart, which could be wrong because she's not that smart either, obviously.
That's for sure.
So because he's not this and because he's not doing what I want him to do, even though he matches my physical criteria, because her baby father matches her physical criteria, but because he doesn't do the other things, I give up on all men. And I'm mad at I'm mad at the rest of the men because they're properly calling me out for being shallow. And on top of that, not actually going through the proper vetting process so I can find the best father for my kid. I don't even know. So she's talking about she needs to find a dude that can kill a man with their hands. How about you look for a man that can use his hands in terms of can fix a car, right? Why is it always this animal type shit? Talking about I need a man that can kill somebody with his bare hands. If you're dealing with a guy that can kill somebody with his bare hands and he really is about that life, he might end up in jail.
Yeah,
Prison,
leaving you
future.
stranded again.
Like and you're like Pyro said, you're stranded. Now, how is that smart? How is that smart? And these are the same broads that are advising women how to date, how to pick, or these are the same women that are giving women advice just in general, just life advice in general. And you're just like, this is why most women are in the position that they're in because they're all sabotaging each other, trying to find what they want, and what they want goes how what they want and how they feel is their number one imperative. Their number one imperative. It, the world could be dying as long as she feels good about it. It's all good. That's women. That's women for you right now. So also, any guys, anybody else with comments on this clip?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. Go ahead, Pyro. Go ahead.
Yeah, all I can say is the way you explained it, that the way she said, like, people other women take advice from her, it's like it's like a junkie. It's like a person who is addicted to drugs trying to take advice from another junkie. a, a self
Chris.
a self
Chris.
a self confirmed junkie.
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I think Reaper is here.
Oh shit, my bad. I didn't know. Reaper, my boy. What's up, bro? Reaper. He still has his mic on, but feel free to time in. My bad. I did not see Reaper. What's up,
you
bro?
good, man. No worries.
Did you
Sup,
just see
Reaper?
did you see the clip?
This crazy girl
Yeah.
on the hen, the so-called thick. Is she white?
The girl that I'm showing in the screen, right here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like this is these are those racially ambiguous bitches. You don't know. Like this bitch could be Armenian.
If
you
she's
don't even know.
Probably.
black, I put money on my life. She is the girl in the family who's the black sheep. That she people of her own ilk didn't really fuck with her when she was young because she's probably fat or whatever. Like, if you look at her face, she has like a
Yeah.
fat. She just looks like those type that she experimented outside a little bit too much now, and her own people don't fuck with her like that. So now she knows the only people that will fuck with her are, ninjas, right?
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I put money on my life. If some white dude was like, "Look, I will," or someone of her ilk took her back, she'll drop all that shit quickly. But yeah, she's a black sheep. She's not. Be careful with girls like this when they say, I love black men." They don't really love black men. It's just that black men are only ones that will fuck with them, because she's loudmouth. Which, if you look at a lot of these cultures, men don't like women who don't bring peace. Black guys probably deal with that shit. We probably take it the most because we grew up. A lot of us grew up with that shit. Single moms, loud single moms. We think that's the norm. Most guys in other cultures don't deal with that shit. If you don't bring a man peace, man, you fuck out of here for the most part. So she's a rambunctious chick who really has no home. She's mentally screwed up. Her own people don't really like her like that. They just tolerate her. And the only place where she could really say this shit to is really to black men. Because we're the dumb ones who will fuck her, and we're the dumb ones who actually sit down there and have our own shows and be like, "Hey, yeah, let's talk about the relationship." You look at this bitch, man, you see her on the street, bro. She looks like she's from Norwalk. She's like one of those chicks is like, those 8 Mile, Eminem 8 Mile movie with the hoodie. She's everything. She sucks everything. It's like, yeah, she's a buzz down. You just move on. But she's a clown. I feel so bad for the kids, bro. Think about the kid who's gonna watch his mom. You talking about, I want a man that could kill a bear. First of all, even tough niggas don't kill bears. A bear will fucking rip you apart. And I know she's being, I'm being literal. But these are same chicks that they'll sit up there. It's a cycle. I want a man that can rip a bear, but then you be crying about that same man beating the shit out of you because you didn't have dinner on the table when he came back home from production job.
There you go. Yep, that's right. There you go.
And then the funniest thing is, she'll say where all the good men at, and she'll look at the other guys that she didn't want. So you ignore bitches like this. You wait till they're in some domestic violence commercial or something like that. I didn't mean as a joke, because I had women like that in my family. Oh, they want the man, and until that guy beats them, then now they found religion. So I'm just like, man, just ignore bitches like this. My bad. I didn't mean to pontificate, but it's just bitches like I get so annoyed with hoes like this, because I've seen hoes like this when ninjas start messing with them. They want to claim RAPE, or they become racist, or
very racist, very racist.
Or when that guy comes back, the person typically is guys in their own ilk, but they don't know of them. So it may be a guy, they might move to a new place, especially Italians. Oh my gosh. Then there'll be an Italian guy who didn't really know about her in her old place, and she'll drop all this. Oh yeah, I love black men. I love. She'll drop all that shit in a second. So these people they're like roaches to me. So I just move past them.
Man, I'll say this. I have a lot of saved videos of her talking nonsense that I will drop as videos in the future, because and on top of that, I have a video of her because she thought it was a smart idea to do an interview with her baby father, her estranged baby father. Obviously they're not together anymore, but she thought it was a bright idea to bring this man on her own podcast, because maybe she thought that bringing her baby father on the podcast would make her look like the smarter person. But I saw snippets of it, and it was clearly a bad idea. It just made her look like a retard. You know what I mean? It was just like,
that's not thing. Like, why would you? Okay, so the man ain't shit, but you're supposed to be the one that's supposed to be the damsel in distress. Why would you show us the person you made a mistake? He's okay. Call him dumb. You call him whatever. He's not deadbeat, but he's a bum, whatever. But aren't you supposed to be the better one? You look dumb. You look dumb. Like, how? Damn, son. I understood, son. I understood when guys fathers used to just set their daughters up with men and just say, this is the guy you marrying, because women are just dumb. They're stupid. This a guy, you had a baby with this guy, and I don't want to hear this shit. When people talk about deadbeat dads and shit, are there deadbeat dads? Yes. And I know you said they're not, but we agreed on like different contexts and shit like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's like when I see these girls, bro, it's like I just feel bad for the kids. If there's some way to put the kid in like a good home, but like you are fucked somehow by like not having a dad in the home, I know it doesn't make sense. I wouldn't mind that because it's like I don't think women should have the ability. This sounds crazy. I'm not sure women should have the ability to be choosing like people they mate with. Like, why is it always the fertile ones? Like the most fertile ones are the most retarded fucking chicks out there. You got barren ladies out there who are praying to God to change their diet up. You know, they're with a husband for the last 15 years. They're so good and down to earth, and they can't have a kid, but like a fucking human
A
retreat.
sexy red.
How? That's not fair.
Yeah. That's how it works, unfortunately. That's usually how it works. Now, I'm gonna show this other video because the topic is basically, how the average man is literally he's taking particularly in America, how the average American man is taking all the brunt of the wrath of the 304s,
Mhm.
even though they're only messing with a certain amount of men anyways in general. And here we have more proof. I think 2 or 3 more, no, one more clip, and then I'm going to show you previews of other clips. But I have one more clip right here where women are basically they're revealing the game. They're revealing the game right here. Watch this. So let me blow this up. So obviously, I know you guys can't see this. I'll have to zoom. I have to zoom this in. So she has a pink box right here. I had to put this at 400. Or let me see if I can put it a little bit more. So right here, her caption, she says, "What goes through my head when I realize that I wasted my time dating tall men when all the men who actually like me treated me better was under 6 foot." Now, she thinks that she says something profound, but I would say this. Women that say stuff like that are usually women post-wall. So they'll be like, they'll be like they'll always be 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and they'll be like, you know what, guys, men only want peace. They'll say stupid, they'll say like the obvious shit like that. But meanwhile, when they were in their prime selecting years, they were on some eugenics type shit. You know what I mean? They're like, no, let me go for these guys because I want to be with that guy. Oh, sorry, that's the audio. That's not my house.
Wow.
That's the audio of this. Yeah. That's the audio of this. It's a girl screaming in the background. So settling for a woman like this, right? Is a guy that's like 5'10. Oh, I settled for the guy. I settled for the guy. In her mind, that's settling. You know what I mean? Or a guy that's like 5'9, 5'8, 5'10. Which is literally the average man's height. Most men are 5'9, around that 5'9 area. That's most men's height. But in her mind, that's settling. Even though if we were to rate this chick out of where would you put like 0 through 10, you guys? Where would you rate her?
That
To
is
be
a
honest.
solid 5. She has, first of all, she has a filter on, so you don't know how bad her skin really is.
Yeah.
She has beaver teeth. And girls like this who wear like a lot of accessories. This sounds crazy. I knew at least 2 chicks who wore like all this. Maybe this might be above you, but Clueless. This should be a show back in the a movie, and then it turned into a show called Clueless. And she looks like that. Like a lot of girls like this. It sounds crazy. Forgive me. I know one girl who breath smelled, and she had like teeth like that. And she actually got them. I seen her on IG or some shit like that, and she got them fixed. So she knew like her mouth used to smell really badly, and she used to dress like this. I know another chick who dressed like this, and her private smell. So whenever you see a girl put on a lot of accessories, it's bro, I'm telling you, it sounds so ignorant. But when you meet girls like this who put a lot of shit on and blah blah, I'm telling you, a lot of times they scared to get naked. They will procrastinate. They will prolong the period to when y'all supposed to smash, even if she likes you, because she fucking smells and she knows she smells, but she don't want to handle that shit. She don't want to take care of a pH level. So this chick to me, I'll give her 4. I'm not even gonna give her 5. She looks like an alien. She looks like a bug's life. I hate when girls put on that pearl shit, like they think they're like the queen of like England type shit, and yet they fucking live with 4 other roommates and shit. Like I just hate this shit. So yeah,
Man,
she don't look that good at all.
I would say 3 out of 10 because what you said, she has makeup and a filter on.
Yep.
And I'm still looking at her like at the
Yeah.
the highest that she can go is 5 with makeup. Pyro, what would you rate her out of
Ah,
10?
she's an adjustable 4.
Angel, what would
Though
you rate her?
Yeah, I agree with you though. I mean, I would say 3. Yeah, with all this that she has now, it is a 5. But like you said, you take up the makeup, the filter, and what this gentleman was saying. Hopefully, she doesn't have an odor. I mean, if she has an odor, you could just knock out 2 right there though, because that's a hell of a turnoff as it is. But I would say
yeah.
probably about a 3. I would think so, especially with those teeth though. Those teeth look like they could probably chew you up. So yeah. So yeah, I would say that maybe about 3.
Okay, so V, what would you rate her out of 10, bro?
Bro, all I'm gonna say is that I don't want to be racist.
No, no, no. It's it's just a ranking. It's just a
Yeah,
ranking.
just the
0 out of
ranking.
10.
Yeah.
What's the ranking?
Women
I
do it all the time. They do it all the time. The women. Doesn't matter what race it is. They do it all the time. They rank.
Facts.
That's how they are.
like like everyone else, I guess. 4 or 5 or a 4, a 4. Yeah.
It's fine. Like it's fine, even if you think it's a 1 or a 2. It's fine because it would basically prove our point where you'll have the 2 out of 10s talking about I'm settling for this, and you're just like you're settling. you're just like
Mhm.
the game is messed up. This is what I'm talking about. Where I'm talking about the average. So forget even the average woman. Like you have, first of all, you have because particularly when you're talking about when it comes to races of women, black women are the least desired amongst all the races. That doesn't mean they're not pretty, but I'm just telling you
Oh,
just
oh, oh, oh.
off a race, off a
Chris,
race.
Chris, Chris,
Oh,
Chris.
what's up? Oh, what's up?
She ain't no Tyler. She is no Tyler. You know.
She's no Tyler. Oh man. Well, clearly not. Clearly. Oh man, you know what that reminds me? Like you ever like they'll do Pyro. Have you ever seen like one of those like random Jamaican interviews? They'll interview like a random Jamaican girl and they'll be like, "What is your celebrity look like?" And it'll be like the most bust down chick talking about she looks like Rihanna. Why is it every time I see that in a Jamaican in a Jamaican interview, it'll be the most bust down looking chick, and it'll just be like, what's your celebrity look like?" And she'll be like, she'll be like, me look like Rihanna. I'll be like, who? Hell no. That you
Mm.
wait. You know what I mean? But this is what we're dealing with. You got average women, below average women that are not even desired in terms of in terms of just rankings. You have even the least desirable chicks, no matter the race, mind you, where they're like, I deserve this. And then now they're hitting post wall and they're like, okay, let me settle down with this guy. Let me settle for the IT guy that's working that makes $98,000 a year. I'm settling for 98K, but I really could get 120K a year Chad or 200K a year Brad, right? But let me just settle for let me just settle for the 90K a year engineer. I'll just settle for that. And you're just like, whoa, the game is messed up. The game is really it's really at a different place where a girl that looks like this, no disrespect, but that's like me asking for a Tyler. Off saying that I don't even that basically I don't even have to work for that. Just okay. I used to look for girls like Tyler, but I'm settling for her sister, Sid. Right? People will be looking at me like, dude, are you serious? But women just talk like this on a regular, right? Where she already automatically thinks that she is what's the word? Entitled. Yeah, entitled to a top 10 to 15% men. Really a 5% men, because most men are not over 6. Most men are not even 6'2". That's already a certain percentage. If you are 6'2" as a man, you're in most places you're towering over most people in general. Being just being 6'2". But then you have like on Tinder, like you'll see the Tinder statistics or the Bumble statistics where women are searching men based off height, and you have more women searching for 7 feet tall men than 5'11" men. This is where you know the game is in a different spot. You know what I mean? It's like the game is at a different spot. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Let me look at some of these comments. Somebody said, I need to know how tall she is for context. Somebody else said, I never had a problem with 6 feet to 5'11". It's always the 6'2". Somebody said, because short men got to get who they can get most of the times. Low key, those are facts. I'm speaking from experience. Facts.
The dudes they mess with, man. This chick is not attractive whatsoever. She looks like a bootleg Pokemon. This chick is not cute. What the fuck is this shit?
Or PDD, bro. Bro, Reaper. She looks like PDD.
You said she looks like what?
Look like what?
Diddy.
Looks like Diddy.
Diddy.
Yo, she looks like P. Diddy. Look at, I'm telling you, girls with this jaw, they look weird in real life. They got these big accentuated jaw, like cheekbones, whatever, jaw lines, cheekbones, and they have a weird chipmunk mouth. So what man? I'm telling you, these chicks be lying, and they love to call other niggas and stuff. And I agree with you, right? I'm not of that incel thing, but it's like incel niggas ain't be bothering people. There are a lot of chicks out there who don't get no men, that they have to go out there and just throw pussy at anybody who'll take it. So I'm telling you, this type of chick amongst her own age group, whatever, she's not getting no men like that. Trust me. She gotta go out to maybe some older niggas, to some bar, some club, not even club, excuse me, some bar, and mess with old head, blah blah blah. Wait till the bar clears out. If he's not ready to go, fuck him after the bar closes, or fuck with him another time. This chick ain't getting dudes like that talking about I had to date 6. Show me the man you fucking. I'm telling you, show me. This chick is lying. She looks like a fucking bug.
Oh shit.
What chicks? I'm telling you, look at how she pumps up her breasts. Let me help you guys out. I'm a breast connoisseur. If those are her breasts, those aren't real breasts. What it is just the skin is pushing up. Because if you look at it, I'm trying to look at the fucking the titty, and it's like you did a push-up bro on literally A cups. This chick is doofy. So oh my gosh. Oh
well, everything. I'm really looking at her. Everything on her is fake. Literally everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Like even
well, it's obvious she's thin though. She's very thin though. So in terms of weight, man, forget it, man. And I don't think she's probably that tall either, though.
No, yeah,
she may not be that tall. But I know she's thin, boy. She looks very thin.
It's always the girl, and it's the people who don't be getting nothing, who always want to sit there and preach. That chick ain't she not fucking nobody. Come on,
she you know what, the dudes that she is messing with are probably like that she probably got lucky with are guys that are significantly older, or she is messing with somebody that has strong D game on the side, but she can't bring that guy in public because he's probably like not what she wants to present in public. But you're right in terms of a girl like that. Well, the advice that women are getting nowadays is basically women are advising other women to present yourself as high class everything so you can only attract high class men. That's basically what the advice that they're giving. So they're basically being told by other women to lie and basically make themselves attractive to older men with money. That's basically the advice that many women are being given today
These
by their predecessors.
bitches are stupid. I work with niggas who, because it's my job, right? And it's not me bragging because half these niggas are weirdos anyway. But I work in finance, right? On the leverage loan side, right? Niggas ain't looking for chicks like this. Let me tell you, young niggas, even though I don't, young ninjas, the ones who go out to, in New York, I could name all the spots, the Rand and all those other shit where young finance. I'm telling you, she walks in, no one's batting an eye, no one's looking at her. When I used to go to the little legal brothels and shit back in the day, son, there were Brazilian dancers. No one's looking at a chick like this. I'm telling you. Even if you go to a freaking strip club, you want to go to, I don't think Tens is open anymore. You want to go to strip clubs on West 30 something street, around those areas of illegal. Those dudes ain't looking. I'm telling you, guys, the so-called high value guys, they're not going to marry her because they're typically going to marry somebody they can bring home and build generational wealth with, and that their parents approve of, and it's not too outside the box. Or they're going to be messed with they mess with the chicks who got bad bodies, or typically AAs, which are administrative assistant secretaries or whatever, who they hire and they bring out on trips and they smashing. And I'm telling you, this chick does not fall under either of those categories. These chicks be I'm telling you, these chicks be fucking lying. And think about when you talk about she's messing with a guy with good D game. I disbelieve that too, because if a guy's just out there, he's just smashing chicks, right? He's not spending much time on a chick like this. So the best bet for this chick is for this chick to freak him the fuck out. And I mean, slobbing his shit, pause, and doing crazy shit to his shit where he's just sitting back and he's busting it out in 2 seconds. Because he's not putting no work on the chick. He's not eating her out. He's not trying to smash it good or nothing. This is, I can't sleep. My shit is fucking wrecked right now. You're coming over. I'm not going to pay for your Uber even. You find a way over here. If not, I'll be asleep in the next 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And if she's not there, and she gives up no sex appeal to say that she's a slur like that she could give knob and all that shit. She doesn't give any of that off. So I'm telling you, that vagina, she probably don't even shave right. I put money on my life. She don't even take care of that shit right. I'm telling you, girls like this are fucking doofy. Because I've messed with them. I've fucked with chicks like this where it's not dressed up in this fucking clueless shit. But I've messed with chicks who put on where niggas, oh damn man, she's blah blah. And them chicks, they disappoint all the fucking time. Chicks like this where they don't know how to fuck, they lay on their back. They don't know how to suck D. They it's almost like they put your shit through a grater where it's like, why are you using your teeth? Like, why would you think your teeth on my meat would feel good? I've never said that to a chick, but I'm just like, okay. And I just try to smash and just be out. This is like, all right, you almost make me soft. Like let's find a way. Because I'm telling you, my bad. Go ahead, bro. I just get mad these kids. I had chicks like this in my school. I had a chick like this in my school. Even I didn't mess with her. She was actually trying to act freshman year. She didn't mess with no black dudes. It's all white guys. About when no white guys were fucking with her, by senior year, she was all pro black, trying to fuck all the black dudes, and no one wanted to touch her. Her name is Santeria. Sateria, some shit like that. My boy PJ is here. He probably. Oh yeah, I remember that bitch. This chick our senior year, bro. When I tell you, she tried to turn 180 black, everything black on shit, because all the white guys she thought was gonna smash her. She used to dress a little bit like this too, pink, everything, and dancey and all bourgeoisie. To us black guys, like we even thought she was hot. She wasn't even attractive. Then when none of the white guys wanted her, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. I'm having flashbacks. Go ahead, Chris Mike.
But I was gonna say though, oh yeah, Jameson's comment. That's what I was gonna talk about. So Jameson talked about short guys can do well with women. This is true. There's a lot of short guys that might not believe it. As a short guy myself, you can do well with women. It's
Right.
not. It's not. It's, I'm not even. It's not necessarily about confidence. It's just you need to use what you have
Yes.
to your advantage.
Yeah.
Meaning, as a short guy, most women are not gonna be OD scared of me when I'm approaching them, right? Or if I've become more approachable because I've stayed the same height since like sophomore year of high school. So I haven't really grown since that in terms of height wise. I haven't grown really since sophomore year of high school. So now that the girls are now my height, right? It's
Yeah.
less of but like before, like during high school, girls used to be like, oh, now as I've grown older, when women approach me, it's not on some scary type shit. They can just talk to me, and you actually have to use that to your advantage. Something happened, you know, something happens in their personal life, they come to you and be like, oh yeah, maybe we should hang out and we can talk about it more, simple things like that. So you got to use your approachability to your advantage, not on no predatory type shit. But I'm just saying, use what you have to your advantage. Growing up, I was never really a big person in general as anyways until I hit puberty, but I was always an athlete. I was always a musician. So I never really understood what the average dude was going through dating wise until I found this space. That's how out of touch I was. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't until I was listening to or I didn't know before, like, I'm telling you, before I found this space, I didn't know sexless marriages were a thing. I didn't really know it was like a massive thing. I thought this was just something that like, oh, older white guys would joke about shit like that. I would hear that. I'm like, nah, that sounds crazy. Or like I grew up around a lot of older white dudes. So they'll be like, happy wife, happy life. Or they'll be like, oh no, just be like, yes, dear. That's how you keep your marriage going. And I thought they was just joking, but as I grew old, once I found this space, I was just like, oh, this is what they're talking about. Or when I heard the dating struggles where, I heard like I would hear struggles where guys were saying on Tinder, women would match with those guys and they would talk crazy to them. Like the women would say crazy stuff to them and then block them. That's what I was hearing that women were doing to men via Tinder and all this stuff. And I was like, God, I, I haven't met a woman brave enough to do that to me yet, but we'll see what goes on. So there's a lot of things that I was very ignorant of. So use what you have. If I will say this, if you are a guy that is if you are under the height of 5'8", I would just say this. Use what you have to your advantage and use your approachability, you being approachable as an advantage. If you are a cool dude, not a pushover, but if you are a cool dude, you can still get chicks, even if you're like 5'2".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people might disagree with me when I say that, but if you are a cool dude, but you're not a pushover, if you're a cool dude, if you're not a weirdo, you can still get chicks.
I,
Now, in
I
terms
have no
of
chance.
I
what,
was
what
a short guy.
wait, somebody said I have who said that? I have no chance.
I'm joking. I'm
Oh,
joking.
Devira.
I would say the short guys, man. Like, there's so many.
Oh man.
Like in New York, man, especially Soho. I've never seen so many short and pause. No, fairly unattractive men bag like, and they be having these model-esque looking chicks, or like she looked like she could have been a model. That you learn, especially me young, you learn that like looking good is almost like it's in some ways a curse. If you really don't have charisma, if you yourself are shy and you tall, and you're attractive dude, and you just are doofy, that's even worse than a dude who he's short but he got charisma, he could talk, he's funny. Because one thing chicks like, and again, chicks are energy vampires. If you can create the aura around you, as in when you go to a day party and you hyping people up, you having fun, you making people laugh, I'm telling you, those pretty chicks, they want to be around you. Now, if you also have drugs too, especially in New York, they love drugs. Girls love.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Uh,
drugs and social proof is really the best dating tools to use. Drugs and show social proof. You could be a midget and you can still mop
Oh,
up.
yeah.
I'm,
If you
I'm
got an
talking about
eight-baller,
drugs and
you
social proof.
4'2", yeah, you still getting chicks.
Yeah, facts.
Wait,
Fact.
wait. So when you mean about social proof, you mean by a guy who has multiple baby mamas or
No,
something?
no. It could be, like I said, when you social proof could be like, yo, who's that dude, Chris? Oh, no, that's okay. Chris Mike walks in, and if a bunch of dudes like, yo, that's my dude, Chris Mike. Oh, yo, that's my dude, Chris. The girls and everybody like, oh, Chris Mike. What? I wanna learn about Chris. They do feel like that. They just follow. So if Chris Mike is a cool dude, that every time Chris Mike comes through the building, the energy level goes up. I've seen this shit. Some motherfucker walks
I
in,
get it.
oh, and that's such and such. Oh, that's my dude. So I love that dude. Now, and then he be the one that if you had a party like, oh shit, who's that chick over there, right? And she's chilling. If Chris Mike is a cool dude, now she's going over to Chris Mike. It's like, damn, he got the chick that everybody wanted. Because they're energy vampires. Women don't know how to create their own fun, so they got to feed off everybody else. So that's social. Other people validate your status for whatever reason.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying now.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Dude, it's that recently. Oh, sorry, that's not recently. Last year, going to a club in Manchester. Nobody was giving me the time of day because I was only there for one person to celebrate somebody's going away party, right? Nobody approached me, nobody wanted to give me help. The dude that was over there, he's popular around town. I know him via college. Because of the connections that we have. The first person he comes up, I'm talking about his head is down. You see all the people around. The first thing he does, he sees me, his eyes light up. And he's like, Chris. It was a layup from there. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And I was only there for him because I don't like going out. But all of a sudden, oh, how do you know? They're all, oh, how do you know him from there? I'm like, oh yeah, we went to college together. No big deal. And like, oh no, Chris got the best stories and blah blah blah. Oh, you gotta. That's it. That's all it takes. And especially if men are coming up to you, giving you your propers, it don't matter where. It really doesn't matter where it is. I always say this: if you're a man and you're in the friend zone with a woman, and you're in high school or college, I always tell men just have a situation where you're walking down the hallway with the girl that your friends are with, and have it where random girls are saying hi to you while you're walking with the chick. You'll get out the friend zone. Trust me. Like when she sees you, where women are just coming up to you, so they don't have. It's a really lazy mating strategy that women have, and you could low key take advantage of that. So that's really they need to see the social proof. So that's to me, social proof is undefeated especially in my case. It's like in my case, it's definitely undefeated. It's undefeated. Like look, homie, I'll give you the best example. Kodak Black, 5'6". And remember when people were saying, "Oh, Kodak Black ugly" and blah blah blah. When he went on Fresh and Fit show, right? You know how all the bitches they go around and they be saying, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend at home?" And they'll be like, yeah, sort of." When Kodak Black came on the show, all of the hoes was on his dick. And when they asked every single girl around, "Are you single?" "Yes, I'm single." "Are you single?" "Yes, I'm single." No complicated answers. No talking about, "Oh, I got this side dude," or, "Oh, I'm in a situation." Everybody was like, "Oh, I'm single and I'm ready to mingle," because Kodak Black is on. Why? Social proof. He's a big time rapper, whatever. Now, obviously, you don't have to be a big time rapper, but it just shows you they're just looking at what he represents. You could be a dude. You could be a supervisor at a theater. And that could be enough for the bitch to be like, "Oh, okay, let me just be around him because he might be the connection that I need to go to the place that I need to be." Even as ghetto as that example is, but I've seen that happen. Like it's social to me. Social proof, your position, your rank and file, what position you are in your job. That's really that matters. And then and now if you are now I'll say this as a man, if you are desperate, which I don't recommend people doing stuff like this, but if you are a person that you always have drugs on you, you will always have friends
Yep.
and punani.
Yep.
So drugs are always, that's an undefeated method. That it's lazy. I don't recommend that because I don't, because me personally I don't even like drugs in general.
Right.
Like I don't even like being around that environment. But the people that get the most punani out here are drug dealers.
Yep.
And people with drugs or people that have the connections to drugs.
Yep.
But most of those, a lot of those guys are sleazeballs because a lot of those drug dealers, they be like 28 messing with 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds and stuff like that. So that's why I don't even hang around people like that. I've already showed you the videos of that with girls admitting that they were 14 living a life of a 21-year-old, going around in random ninjas, Jeeps and Range Rovers and stuff, smoking up people's drugs, having a drug dealer twice their age, and then they're getting free drugs. So that's not something I recommend, honestly, because it's a bit filthy. So I won't even say that. So I would just always say social proof. Social proof.
The drug thing too is that a lot of bitches, they're dumb, so they don't know their limits. So even on a drug thing, because sometimes these drug dealers they just be, or not even drug dealers, just be guys that always have the drugs. Guys, not to say guys don't overdose into that shit, but bitches will overdose. Bitches will go crazy on that shit, and if something bad happens, you're getting blamed for it, regardless.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen it. I had a boy, even though he was a cokehead too. His girl during their birthday, even though she was fine, but she like OD'd. She's fine now, but she OD'd. A small little Asian girl. And I remember when I came to the house, I don't do any of that shit. So I was just drinking Coronas and shit, and then they have like a little backyard and shit. And I was just chilling there, but they kept going back into the room. I was like, what the fuck you guys doing? And they were just doing key bumps after key bump. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And when I tell you, she probably went back there probably more than 20 times. Just think about key bumps, just constantly doing key bumps, key bumps, key bumps. And she's probably doing more than one key bump every time she kept going back to the room. This chick overdosed at the end of it. It's like, I'm telling you, these chicks out here, bro, they're reckless with everything, and there's no sense of accountability. Once that shit happens, they can sit there and say, "Oh, I blame it on him." If they're still teenagers, they can say, "Oh, I was drugged or I was forced to." When I'm telling you, these chicks out here, I went to school, went to Connect. These girls they're freaks, they're degenerates. Sometimes, many times, actually, more than the men, the men. So, man, yeah, like your man Chris Mikes. I'm not trying to echo him. It's just you just gotta be smart and play the game with these bitches, son.
Yeah. Don't take them that seriously, because a lot of them are really goofy. Even the really smart ones. Even the really smart ones.
Also too, real quick. Don't ever, if you're a fucking man, for any of you young kids out there, don't ever fucking take the bitch made way of getting women by stabbing other dudes in the back. I'm telling you. Women do not have fucking respect. I have so many fucking female friends who former girlfriends, former girls I've messed with, girls that I probably should have messed with, but it's like whatever, different states and shit now. And I'm telling you, all throughout my fucking life, even my sister didn't really tell me that, but all throughout my life, I'm telling you, women have come back. They do not respect dudes who fuck over their friends to get them. It may work. You might smash the first night or the first whatever. I'm telling you, they look at you they look at you abhorrently, like, you slimy. So because every little argument you have with them, they'll use, maybe not that incident, but they'll use your characteristics of being a slimy motherfucker. The best way to get a woman is off the strength of you. Because I'm telling you, if you have a woman, and I'm not saying, oh, buy to my will, but if you have a woman who she can't explain why she likes you, but she does. And it's not because you kowtow to her, you got her, because a girl would know, oh yeah, you kowtow to me. I have a dude now that I know of, even though they married now, but he's a weirdo. He used to sleep on this girl's floor in college every fucking night. I'm telling you this, and he's married to my former roommate. Was doing the same, but opposite. He just divorced like a few years ago. He used to take our fucking wine. He used to buy alcohol like when chicks would come back, blah blah blah. He was taking our alcohol and buying her fucking cheese. She was going to Fordham College in New York, and sleeping at her dorm. This is a dude that's older than the chick sleeping at this chick's and they just divorced, right? Or a year or so ago. I'm telling you, guys, always get your chick off the strength of you, where she's like Corey Patrice O'Neal said. He's like, I don't know why my girl loves me. I'm a fat piece of shit. But for some reason she loves me. Because she loves you are you and you're uncompromising in who you are. I'm not saying be nasty, don't wash your body, don't do stupid shit like that. But don't do some shit where you stabbing dudes in the back. I'm telling you, that shit does not last long. Or you acting like a bitch for your girl. Because once you take down that facade, bro, and she sees who you really are, it just never fucking works out, bro. Sorry for preaching, but I just want to say I'm tired of these young kids thinking that they gotta stab their mans in the back to get some chick that's not gonna last for whatever. Meanwhile, that could have been your friend for life, a dude that you be friends with 30, 40 years down the road. And that dude, y'all could have built businesses, y'all could have done shit. He could have hooked you up with a job, you could have hooked him up with a job. The blah blah. The synergy would have been there. You would have got some other chick who's better than the fucking chick you trying to kill yourself for in high school or college. But,
Reaper.
my bad, yeah.
Testosterone's a hell of a drug, so people make a lot of young men make those kind of mistakes.
Beaching me, yo! I'm telling you, I'm not doing some Diddy type shit, no Diddy, whatever. I'm telling you, bro. There's so many chicks I look back in my life, I'm like, why did I fuck with her? She was disgusting, and I'm telling you, at the time, I was just pure horny to the point where it's like, yo, I need something bad's gonna happen to my brain if I don't smash this chick.
Yo, Chris, I gotta bounce though. I'll see you. All right then.
Oh man, Angel, man, thank you. Thank you for everything today, bro.
Yeah, no problem. Then. Good night, guys. Good night. I gotta go. I gotta go on.
Peace,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to see you again.
Yes, Rocky. Rocky. Yes, I know, a dude who's sleeping on his chick's floor. I swear, if I get my other boy from college back, yeah, he was some. But they married. They still married now, so it's whatever. She wasn't a bad chick anyway. But anyway, yeah. And he used to always try to throw us under the bus in front of chicks. Like there's a chick I was messing with from some other sorority. He tried to like shit on me in front of her, and then when I was fucking with it, she's like, "Why would your friend do that?" It's like I was like, "Don't worry about it." She didn't even respect it. She did not even fucking respect. She's like, "Why would he do that to you?" I'm like, "Don't just ignore it. You don't get this."
Reaper, bro.
Oh,
Can
Pyro?
you guys hear me?
Yeah, we get
Yeah. I think you guys are gonna disagree with me on this part, but I think women have a little bit more respect for incels than guys who just throw their friends under the bus for some pum pum.
I'll take it a step further. I think women have way more respect for incels than their male friends.
Yeah.
more respect for incels than their yes, they do.
That's what I've been observing, because I done seen some of these people that women would think are incels, right? And they like, women think that like the incels are the ones that they see on TV shooting up people and whatnot, but that's just not what it is. That's just not what it is. First of all, a lot of the incels, like the actual self-proclaimed incels, they funny as hell. One of the funniest things I saw on an incel forum, this guy said, I want you to he was telling other dudes that aren't attractive, he was saying, I want you guys to approach the prettiest girl that you can find at the bar and just don't harass them. He said, just say that you're pretty, and I would like to go out with you. It just, and then whatever she says, no, she's obviously gonna say no, but then just walk away and just look at her reaction afterwards, because it's evil though what he was saying, because if ugly dudes are approaching women are gonna be like, man, why does this ugly dude think he can approach me? So it actually kind of messes with with their mental. I was like, that's so fucked up, but that's hilarious. That's hilarious as hell. That should be like a bit that they should put like on a comedy bit. That should be somebody's comedy bit right there. That's hilarious.
But Chris,
and that's really fucked up. But
girls, like, they yearn for somebody to talk to them because everybody's scared to talk to them.
Yeah, but that's why you'll even see now. You'll see, well, because you'll see like those rare. Well, it's not rare. You'll see a lot. What you're seeing now, you'll see the really attractive girls, the 10s. You'll see them with guys that you would rank them probably 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, because what happens is the Chads, you would think the Chads would be with the 10 girls, but what happens is Chads nowadays are so overloaded with pussy from everybody that they don't really have time to settle down with one chick. Or if they see a 10 out of 10 girl, they'll be like, oh, I can't afford her. Right. So it'll be probably one random dude that had the balls to finally go up to the 10 out of 10 or the 9 out of 10, the Tyler looking chick. Right. And they'll be like, wow, this is the only guy that has the balls to actually ask me out. So then you'll see a lot of dudes, particularly like in the New York area, LA area, you'll see them 3 out of 10, probably even 5'7", 5'6", with a pretty ass girl that's like 5'9", 5'10", that's like a 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, because he has money. And then on top of that, he was the only one with balls to ask her out, where most dudes were intimidated by her beauty, because they're just like, oh, there's no way, I can't even afford her, or I'm not even this or that. And the Chads are not settling with those pretty girls anymore because they're overloaded with pussy from fat chicks that are just giving it to him a la carte. So that's kind of the dating market that we have right now. You know, that's a whole other thing. But let me I'm gonna before I forget, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this stream. Reaper, I you know how like Corey Holcomb said, he had this joke where in his comedy special, he said, I'm gonna rename Happy Mother's Day to Happy She Kept It Day. So I wanted to do something on Mother's Day. I wanted to do a Happy She Kept It Day stream.
Oh Lord.
And I wanted to show examples of, because what's his name? Shit, Juiced Up Johnny, that was just on. He was saying, look, I don't even think most women want to be mothers. And he's right. Technically, he's right. Technically, he's right. So right now, you have women that are basically mad that men want to be fathers. It's this weird thing, because they're just they're it's the weirdest thing ever that American women are doing, because the kid doesn't go through our body. Technically, it doesn't incubate through our body. We don't necessarily go through the pain of the childbirth. So they just think that because men nowadays want to be fathers more than ever than in the past, they think something's wrong with us. It's the weirdest thing that's going on. So I'm gonna show you a teeny bit, a preview of a female comedian where she's basically basically downplaying why men want to be fathers. It's crazy. I just want you guys to take a listen to this real quick.
Men want to have kids. Men want to have kids. And I get that. You know, I prefer it when things are made for me too. But men want to have kids like how kids want to have a dog. Just like, I promise to take care of it. I promise. And then you're like, will you buy it food? They're like, oh. You know I don't know how to go to the store by myself. Men want to have kids. Men want.
So this is a theme that I've been seeing via not necessarily just her, the female comedian, but like I know there is a specific page that I'm gonna show where it's literally the woman that runs the page. You want, let me bring her up real quick. Let me bring her up. The woman that runs the page, she has dedicated her page to basically showing that women shouldn't be forced to have kids. Whereas like, and basically that men are selfish for wanting to be fathers. It's the weirdest thing. I'm gonna bring up her page real quick because I'm gonna show some of her videos. I don't know. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I can find it, but it's a strange phenomenon that I'd never think that we'd be that we'd be in, where you have women mad that men want to be fathers. So I'm literally like, okay, so which is it? You're saying that men are deadbeats, they don't want to be in the kid's life, but then you have a new generation of men that come up and they want to be fathers, but because they're not the ones physically giving birth, they're wrong for wanting to have kids. I mean, wanting to have to raise their own kids. I mean, I don't know what to say. I
and
don't know
and
what to
then
say.
again, they will have kids with guys who don't want to have kids for a fact.
Exactly.
Mm.
That's the thing. They literally they're having and then it's like they purposely have kids with guys that don't really want them
Yes.
off rip.
It-
And
it's
the,
like they're
the
saying
guys,
like it's like they're saying like, what, a guy who's on his like who is on his purpose and has responsibility, who wants to be a father, fuck that. I don't do none of that, none of that. Mm-mm.
I just think it's
so this is the page that I'm talking about. Her name is Summer to Heal. I've covered one of her videos before. So you already know when you're looking at her page, the first thing it says feminist writer. So you already know this bitch is off a rocker and she's probably fat. So this is what we're dealing with here. So you see the bio here. This is how you know this is a walking red flag. She got the Free Palestine flag in her bio. She got just even though but that's anyway. She here she has unpacking gender inequality and how to fix it. See story highlights for subject areas rainbow flag ally and black lesbians matter pro whatever that is. And she's from Australia. So you already know she's like a level 1,000 feminists when you're dealing with chicks from the UK, chicks from Australia. You're dealing with on a level, a different demonic level of feminists that most men are not ready for. So we're gonna look at one of her clips real quick, real quick. Damn, I lost the video again. Here we go.
I just think it's so funny how women think about having kids and they're like, is this even a world I want to birth kids into?
She goes on to make the comparison that when men talk about wanting kids, they're just kind of like, oh, I just want a little mini me. Like, I just want a little guy running around. And like, honestly, the truth of this, men don't really have to have complex reasons for wanting kids because they don't actually expect to be doing all that much in the raising and they're really not risking much by having kids. If they don't intend to become the primary caregiver, then having kids is not going to impact their career. It's not going to impact their long-term finances. They're going to be just fine. If they are in line with the prevailing statistics, they're still going to have leisure time. They're still going to be happy. They're still going to be rich, and they can divorce their wives at any point for a younger model who's not going to complain. Having kids also confers status on men. They are seen as better people when they're fathers, and they tend to stamp their last name on their child as well, so they get the benefit of a legacy, I guess. Whatever that fucking legacy is going to be. And risk so much and have to consider so much in the decision to have children, which is why it's so frustrating that there's this cultural myth that women are all baby crazy. And studies show men want children more than women do.
I just think it's so funny how women think
Now, what she did say at the end is true. She said men want children more than women do. And I would say in today's age, in today's time, this is true. So this is why Corey Holcomb is right. We might as well just rename Happy Mother's Day to Happy She Kept It Day. So now she's saying all of this, right? And fine, I'll take your word for it. So now if I see her pregnant, I have to ask why. Okay, why are you keeping this one? Because you just basically gave a whole dissertation, a diagram why, oh, most men don't really want to be fathers in their kids' lives, and they're lying about not wanting kids, but at the same time they want it more than women. I don't know how that works at the same time. So they're doing all of this. Then you'll have a bitch like the bitch that fresh impregnated, right? The Chinese bitch. Now I gotta be like, okay, why did you keep that one? So it's not an unfair question for a guy like Corey Holcomb
Right.
when he sees a woman that is pregnant to be like, okay, why did you keep that one? It's not an unfair question. If there are videos dropping where they're basically mad that men want to be fathers and basically advocating that women shouldn't really have kids. we don't really want kids like that anyways. Basically advocating for abortion, deleting their kids ad nauseum. You know what I mean? Being basic, like women nowadays are modern day Mayans, sacrificing their kids. Like child sacrifice hasn't gone anywhere. They just women do it like it's nothing. So it's a very fair question. It's a very very fair question. If you see a woman today, if she's pregnant, especially if she's unmarried, you really got to be like, okay, why did you keep this one? And you can't be mad if somebody even asks you that question. Like, why did you keep this one? So that's, you know what, maybe that's what I should name the stream on Mother's Day. Why did you keep why did you keep this one? Why did you keep that one? Out of all the ones you probably killed, out of all the ones that, you know, all that shit they was talking, all the marching they was doing on Washington about deleting their own kids. Okay, you're pregnant now. Why? Why now? Why are you pregnant now? So that will be the theme of that particular episode. I got like so many videos, particularly when it comes to her, but I also have many videos just showing like where there's a great case to be made where you can say that modern women are part of the child trafficking gang.
Oh,
so meaning if the woman that got pregnant and she puts the man on child support, or if she divorces the man and she's battling the man for wanting 50-50 custody, I think she qualifies as a child trafficker. That's basically the conclusion that I've come up with. Would anybody push back on that idea, or would they disagree? You
I wouldn't
guys,
disagree.
I don't.
I agree.
So
I was
what would you?
that in a literal sense, there are women out there who sell their kids. Regardless, I say men don't do it, but you see a lot of women. They'll sell those kids right down the freaking road to whomever. Like you just saw, there's a guy who paid $2,500 for the kid that the mother sold.
Yeah.
You know, essayed her and then deleted her. And
Yeah.
you have a lot of women who I could send you on the back the back chat. There's this podcast that I watch, and there's a girl who's talking about how she was essentially essayed. Her mom was basically a drug addict, would sell her to men at the age of 5. She know how to, orgasm by the age of 8. How she grew up in a home where it was dog-ish all over the place, and she would just sit on guys' laps all the time, and she knew how to, arouse them at the age of 5, 6. Her mom was the one that was basically pimping her out, and yet the mom, there's no charges. Her mom is not called a trafficker. Her mom is not called a pimp, and yet that happens all the freaking time. And when ACS would come, the mother would clean up the house enough and put enough food in a fridge to make it look like it was good. But when the ACS didn't have to come and visit, this girl was said that she was living off of food condiment packets because there's no food in the house. So yo, bro, these women out here, to me, this sounds crazy. This sounds demonic. I don't think most women can love something greater than them, or what's supposed to be greater than them. So that's why even when they over pamper them, I think that there's something deep in their mind where it's like, I don't want my child to be great. I just want it to be safe and everything to be and everything at this base level. That's why when they sent the kid out back in the day to be with the tribesmen, to go out there at the age of 13 and become a man, it's like, I'm not putting you through this tough shit because I hate you. I'm putting you through this tough shit because I want you to be better. I want you to be stronger than me. I want you to be greater. But Corey Holcomb said it too. He said, yo, a lot of these mothers are jealous of their kids, of their daughters. They don't care if their daughters are getting, graped by the boyfriend, the new boyfriend or the new stepdad. They will traffic their kids to like you said, how their feelings are. How many women are coming out talking about, yeah, my mom treated me like shit. I had to move out. I had to do such and such because my mom, she hated me. Because the kid may look like the father or look like the ex that she's no longer with.
Yeah.
Think about that shit. You're gonna really treat a child like shit because she, and even he too, he may look like the person that left you. You will let a child go out there to the world, starve, have to do seedy things, or sorry, seedy things, excuse me, because of how the kid looked.
Yeah.
Oh my nigga, man. These
So that's
they
sad.
bans on wombs. This you should if you kill too many kids, if you deleted too many kids, you shouldn't be allowed to have any more. It's just be a cutoff. Like that's why when Gabrielle Union, I don't even feel bad for her because she was killing so many kids, the womb doesn't work anymore. That's why I have I think Dwayne Wade, didn't he have like a kid, like a not surrogate
With somebody else. With somebody else.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he cheated. Well, he messed with somebody else while they were on a break or separated.
Yeah.
Dead egg. Dead egg.
That's sad. This is I've really come to that conclusion really lately. And I remember I was talking to this with another woman on a Twitter panel,
Mhm.
and she went what her reaction actually was basically, well, that's nothing. But basically, she was basically saying what Anthony Edwards, Fresh, these people, this is nothing new. She's like, well, she's like, that's what just she was her reaction was very just like, well, that's just what women do. Women just sell their kids, they just don't really get in trouble for it. But she was like so blasé about it. I was just like, you know
Yes.
what? She's right though, in terms of women just will just traffic their kids, but we just don't do anything about it. So it's just for me to say that even now, that would be me just being too late to say that now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's where I came to that realization. Like, really, I'm too late to that party. Women they just traffic their kids when, especially if they're in a situation where they were single when they had the kid, which is now most of the times now you have it where women are aiming to be single mothers. So now it's even worse. It's even worse where basically the average woman is just casually trafficking her kids to the state. So
Yes.
this is where the trouble, and this is where I kind of try to aim my ire at. But when I talked about it with the woman, she was just like, well, that's just what women do. This was a woman, mind you, that said this back to me. I swear on everything. She was just like, well, yeah, that's what women do. They just traffic kids and they just get away with it. She's just basically like, this is how it's always been. And I could, but my point basically to her was like, but shouldn't this, like, not like right now you're having it where the average woman thinks it's okay to traffic their kid, basically, and they're just like, there needs to be laws where there's a balance. But to her credit, I might be way too late to that party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These
But
bitches are
what would you? I was about to say, what would you think about that, Reaper?
I would love for there to be laws, but these courts don't. Again, these courts, they get federal funding from child support. They get and I'm not necessarily sure about if there will be a law to stop trafficking. Maybe they think down the line in the sense of that if we have a law where we punish the woman for this reckless behavior, we have less single parents, moms, because you be less incentivized to just not totally less incentivized, but there'll be a less incentive, for you to just go out there. Like, say if you just have a kid and the kid is, there's some type of negligence law where the kid is being essayed or whatever, or whatever, because you allowed it and you be put into prison because of that, or even though there's laws like that now, but you know what I mean, just harsher laws. Maybe that stops less. That creates less single parent homes. But yeah, again, federal funding. I forget what the program is called, but there's federal funding for every child support case out there. So they love this fuckery. They don't want the family to be together unless it's their family and rich family. But these poor little haggard motherfuckers, man, fuck them. I don't give a shit. Separate the home or incentivize the separation of home and let's make money. That's it. Like the federal government always feels like a step behind some of these state municipalities and powers, always behind, because like why would you keep funding like if you should be incentivizing families to get together, right? You shouldn't be incentivizing single parent homes. So but to me, man, I like the Corey Holcomb approach, man. Man, these bitches ain't shit. I'm dead. I don't got time to sit up here and hear your sob stories. This bitch can sit up here and talk about, oh, they want to have kids because they don't have to go through it for 9 months and all this other shit. I'm like, okay, yeah, for 9 months. And I'm not poo-pooing the 9 months. But a nigga gotta work his whole life to support not just the kid, but you. And if he makes any wrong step, you get half in many states, and a kid gets a whole payment to the age of 8. It gets payments that they probably don't even need. And a kid probably just wants time and attention. They probably don't even want the fucking money. A fucking kid. If you make drumming on pots and pans cool, you know what your kid's gonna want to do every time they fucking come home, at least until the age of like 10 or some shit? They want to come home and play pots and pans with you. If you go to your fucking living room. You can have the smallest living room in the world. If you have a couch, you take the fucking couch pillows and you play the fucking lava game. You got to make it from A to B. If you fall in the lava, I'll tickle you, or I'll act like you're getting burned by lava. You know how much I used to do this shit with my fucking nieces? You know how much I could do this shit for hours to the point of, okay, I'm tired of this shit. Stop.
That's the stuff they remember.
That's the shit that's the shit that makes you golden in their eyes, not you giving $1,000, $2,000 a fucking month. So that's why it's like, nigga, man, motherfuckers just gotta be careful, bro. If you have, don't mess with like Corey Holcomb said, Chicago's full of kids of ratchet club bitches. He's full of the offspring of ratchet club bitches.
Yep. The offspring, he said, basically the country, but particularly the hoods, are being ravaged by the offspring of wretched club bitches. That is probably the most profound thing he probably has ever said.
Like, how you gonna wait for the courts to help you? Like, I would love that, bro, but it's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
You create a strong enough lobby. That's how it only happens. You have to create a strong enough lobby where men of power, men who are of business consortiums, who have great political power in foreign states and shit that are allies to the US, and they're like, look, we got to change these laws or I'm not going to do business here anymore. Even though, most of these companies are domiciled in Ireland and shit, but I'm not going to do business at these favorable terms or whatever. Until then, nothing's going to change. Why would it?
Yeah. They're making, we usually will talk with AJ about this. They just, the courts, the system, they make just too much money off the dysfunction. So there's no incentive to make it change, because there's incentives for it to be chaos.
Yep.
Like, or how let's bring it off the kids for example, right? You know how I make fun of conservatives a lot because a lot of those guys are slow. Right. So they think this border problem is like, when we talk about immigration, they don't understand, like, this has always been in play. This has always been the plan, because men are not procreating at replacement level. The only people procreating black people, like particularly when you're talking about the ADOS, FBAs are not procreating, and unfortunately a lot of the FBA women are deleting their kids ad nauseum. So you take those two in account. The only races that are procreating like crazy are the Hispanic community and the East Indians, right? Or maybe the Africans that are coming through from out east. So if you don't have a population that's procreating at replacement level, they're not those big companies, everything that you see, like Google, all the or all these big construction companies and all these things, these companies are built off of cheap labor. They still need people to do the hard stuff, and most people are not. They're just not procreating. And then once those kids come there, they don't want to do those jobs. So they're like, nah, these companies are not going to take an L. So they're gonna. So I always joke with the conservatives. They what they do is they be like, man, we have a border problem. We don't know how these people are coming across. But this is always, it's just the fact that it's called the border crisis. That's the catch. That's a play. That's always going to be, even if Orange Man comes back in office, there's always going to be a quote unquote border crisis. But that's they're letting these people come through. They're letting these people come through so they can make up the numbers. Just off the numbers. And the same thing is going to happen to Italy. Because the conservatives were like, oh man, the Italian prime minister, the female that's running it over there, she is based. I'm not saying she's not, but I was like, guys, they're gonna allow immigrants are gonna quote unquote overrun Italy, but they're letting them come through.
Yep,
they're letting them come through.
They do now with that small island off Italy, where they just basically, all these African immigrants just basically took over.
Exactly.
What's this island called? I'll find it.
You talking about Sicily or the no, or it's somewhere. I think you're talking about something. That's something else.
I think it's called. Is it Lampedusa?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I think somebody talking. Let me look.
Yeah, Lampedusa.
The island in the Lampedusa.
Because they're seeing, and also too, is especially in Europe, in America as well too, their birth rates are dropping so precipitously.
So they don't get it.
These motherfuckers, man, they are. It's the weirdest shit, man. I can't call it, man, but yeah, but it's on both sides. Like that's why. Look, I more of my beliefs are conservative, but I think the conservatives are so phony with this, like all this. Yes, I'm this, a traditional God-fearing man. I'm like, dogs. I see you guys. Man, you guys be some of the biggest degenerates. Y'all were some of the biggest degenerates at these illegal brothels and shit, bro. Like you stuck big mustache guys. You guys are the ones getting thrown out because you were over touching the girls before you even paid for anything. You got. I'm telling you, so I see like Matt Walsh, who I think is a phony.
Yeah.
He had a cool. I did like the whole transgender thing with the documentary he had, but it's like these guys sit up there and they talk about all the things of God. I'm telling you, bro, I've been around people who are true scholars of like the Bible. Some of the most humble people you meet. They just like talking about the Bible and shit. They love debates, but they will. And there's some people who love debates and they're cocky about it. But a lot of people who love those debates, but they want to learn. So like they don't mind teach you, but they'll like if you know some shit, they want to learn, but they don't come off as cocky. But yeah, these guys like Matt Walsh, who don't even know the fucking Bible. It's just like all that fake conservative. I watch him, PBD, who's a fucking MLN, fake ass fucking conservative. Like I just watch these guys and it's all like, yo, conservatives, they're coming through the country. It's like, but you guys are the same guys who hire these guys to clean up your fucking lawns or to pick your fucking pick out your farms and shit. Think about this. We live in a country, and I hate when people they spew this shit. Americans don't want to work. That's not true.
Exactly.
Americans would love to work, but you got to pay us proper wages. When you account for inflation and the standard of living here, yeah, of course, if you're a business owner, you want the cheapest cost, you want the highest profits. So you'll pay some fucking immigrant who's living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 14 people. You don't mind paying him shit wages and then say, see, look at him. He wants to work. Yeah, he's going to die at age of 56. He's going to be sick by the age of 60. Still working with his hands all nubbed off and shit. Having cancerous tumors growing in his body. He's not eating right. All to say, look at him working hard. Yeah, because you're paying him a tenth of the wages you pay a proper worker here in the U.S.
These motherfuckers don't like stay on both sides. Oh, the corporation should be liberated. The corporations are people. No, they're fucking not. Pay people proper wages, and you'll have industry back in the U.S. If not, stop fucking acting like you want it. Matt Walsh and all these fucking fake ass Republican motherfuckers. And I'm not even a big union guy. I'm not on like the whole union this and union that. But it's like I see what you motherfuckers are doing. I see where in DC, it started to
They're
die.
playing both. They're playing both sides.
They're playing both
This,
sides. So in
this
DC,
is
where
why I
they
don't. That's why I don't like.
allocated to black. Oh, it's not to black, but I forget it was neighborhood in DC. It was jobs allocated to people of that community. And then you saw the people of the community. They were going to the job site and they were seeing illegals there. It's just like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? Had to stop that whole shit. This is like a few years ago, like maybe 18, maybe 19, 2018, 19.
Excuse me, guys.
It was like, I don't know. I just, and they get, when they get with the girls too, I'm just like, dogs. Like when you tell me about the porno shit, I'm like, stop lying. You only talking to because you want to smash. Because you married your chick. You had to play the role Matt Walsh or whatever. You married your chick at 20. Her, especially with white girls, her body wasn't bad enough to really carry her through her 30s into her 40s. Her face, a lot of white girls, they literally just live off their faces, which then it falls apart because they don't use lotion and take care of their bodies. Their fucking skin they just don't do it like how other people do. You married that chick you don't even want to fuck your wife anymore. Crowder, who I think is actually gay. Fuck your wives anymore. Y'all be the most degenerate in the fucking strip clubs. Y'all be the most degenerate motherfuckers out at the bars. I'm telling y'all, I'm sorry, I'm digressing. Go ahead with the show, man. I apologize, bro.
No, because
You are right.
you're exactly right. This is why I it's not because I'm actually right leaning as well. The thing is, the unfortunately the people that I see, like you would think as a right leaning person, I would like to go on a Twitter on a right leaning and they can actually talk about issues that matter. But most of the times I'll go on a right leaning page and they're talking about who niggas is fucking. And I'm like, I don't care about that. Can we talk about it's literally there are conservatives like on Twitter because I don't follow most, but since I click on mostly conservative things, it's mostly my algorithm on Twitter is gonna lean towards a certain way, right? But there are certain conservatives that just pop up on my feed and literally all their whole Twitter is about white bitches fucking niggas. And I'm just like, can you guys talk about something else? I'm just sitting there like, bro, when they do this, it's almost like how PC gamers complain about It's almost like how PC gamers complain about console players and their aim assist ruining shooting games. But I'm like, guys, you do know that other console players have to deal with other console players as well. We got to deal with these motherfuckers as well, right? So I'm like, if you want to build a PC, that's fine. But if somebody wants to bring a console, it is what it is. Just know that there's other players that are using console as well, and they're struggling as well because they got to deal with the console players as well. It's the most ridiculous thing. And then on top of that, when we talk about the conservatives, particularly when it comes to relationships, or let's take to example the girl that got robbed, right? The young girl that got robbed in front of the guy, and remember the guy was just sitting there. Yeah, so the guy was just sitting there and he was just like, well, he was just like, he was just literally just watching. And then what was funny, because at the end, the girl turned around, it was kind of like asking for help, and he kind of turned away. He was just like, and then he gets up and walks away. And you have all these conservatives piling on that young boy. And they're just basically saying, oh, you're a beta male if you don't put your life on the line and put your life on the line and put yourself in front of a gun. And you're just like, no, that's what
they don't do it themselves.
Yeah.
I live in New York. You know how many times a crazy motherfuckers moving around doing crazy shit
They don't do nothing. Yo, I've been through that similar. I'll be in New York. A crazy dude will be just going crazy, and everybody will just have their head down like this, like they don't see nothing.
Right? Yes, those same. And I'm telling you, in finance, a lot of these dudes. I lean more conservatively too, but in finance, a lot of people lean conservative. Obviously, fiscally, right?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And then they typically conservative because a lot of these dudes they grew up in Jersey and then they start growing beards and act like they're from Tennessee and move there. I'm like, you're bum from Jersey. You're a bridge and tunnel bum from Jersey. Anyway, they be the ones. Oh, let's go to the next car. I'm like, y'all not standing in front of no fucking bullet. And the thing about it too is that when a motherfucker actually does, y'all nowhere to be found. The dude the white dude that so-called choked out the black dude. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. All these little fake ass phony motherfuckers in New York who try to act like this dude was in the wrong. I'm telling y'all, I live in New York. I don't condone it. They should have probably gotten off that kid, but I put money on my life. That guy was a fucking menace. The guy who was that died, they try to make like, oh, he was just a Michael Jackson. No, he wasn't. He's attacking motherfuckers, which they love to do. These fake crazy motherfuckers in New York that they have all these mental issues, but when the cops come, they become model citizens.
Yep.
I'm telling you all my life. Yes. I don't know how many times I've seen a dude act crazy in the morning, in the afternoon. The cops will walk by and be like, "You good?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good, officer." Oh, you speak English? Oh, you're actually normal. Wow. So all this shit you're doing was just to fuck with people. So when that guy and the thing about when that guy choked, I didn't see all the conservatives marching out and say, "Hey, let's protect this guy. Let's fight for him in New York." I didn't see all that shit. So y'all all pussies. Matt, all those guys talking about, I would have gotten in front of him. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't get in front of him. Half you guys can't fight. That's why you guys, and again, I'm actually for gun ownership. That's why a lot of you guys will fucking run straight to your gun versus run the five with somebody. Let's stop all this shit about I would have gotten in front of him. No, you wouldn't. Yeah. No, you wouldn't. You guys wouldn't even get in front of a fucking crazy motherfucker attacking old people on the trains. And if they're black, oh my gosh, God forbid. You guys would sit up here and say, "Oh, that's what they do in their community. They're I don't want to say the color, but no, the fuck, man.
I'll take it a step further, man, because because me personally, I would literally advise women. I'll be like, dude, stop signing up for these karate classes. Get a gun. Get a gun permit. Protect yourself. Arm yourself. If you feel like, yo, I'm not safe out here in these streets, you need to make sure you're living in a city or you're living in a state where you're allowed to protect yourself. Right? So you got to do your research by yourself. And then on top of that, get a gun license. Now, we all know that, like, I grew up with Haitian parents, right? Like, I remember, like, even when my grandparents, when they were living in Haiti, they had guns. Like, it probably wasn't legal, but people got guns on them. It's not necessarily about having it registered, but I tell women, yo, look, you can't be expecting men to be out here solving all your problems for you. You guys in 2024, you guys need to sign up for gun classes, get a gun license, get a gun, a gun permit so you can properly protect yourself. I will say stuff like this, but I don't really see conservative men out nauseum telling women to get gun licenses. And I think part of that is they want to be the hero. I don't know what it is. It's like they want to be, no, step aside me, lady. I'll protect you. But wouldn't it be better if they just get with the times? They get a gun license. Like, I've literally talked to women about this or a woman will be like, "Oh man, I can't protect." I'm like, "Have you thought about getting a gun?" No, what do you mean? I'm like, all right. And I'll just be like, just think about it.
They want to be the dumb bitch that screams when a nigga's doing some shit. Like,
yeah.
Every video I watch where something's happened, I hear a dumb bitch just scream. I'm like, how does this help anybody? Why are you doing this? Oh, it's somebody. Okay, how does this help? You're helping nobody. You're not stopping the crime. You're not protecting anybody. Can you shut the fuck up? Like, These chicks really think they can out talk motherfuckers, like crazy motherfuckers, and have a They really want to be like these, like Mother Teresa, who's a piece of shit, by the way. They want to be like these, I don't know how to put it, these soothsayers. And I'm like, yo, bitch, get you. I love my cousin. She's the one that put me on. I now got an electric brass knuckle shit. She's like, yeah, because some crazy dude spit on her during COVID. She was like, nah, bro, I'm not jacking this shit no more, son. I gotta protect myself. But these white girls too. They think they can save the world with their voice. I'm gonna go around and love everybody. That's how you got that girl who's literally traveling the world, went to Iran, I think it was one of those countries, and got, raped and deleted. It's like, you really thought you're gonna spread. I think she said she wanted to,
Oh
like,
yeah, I saw
like
that.
I don't know if it's patriarchy or some shit, like show like it's not. And I'm like, you went to you left your home country, which again, women, the world is not America. You can die in some of these places that have legitimate governments and all that shit, and no one's gonna bat an eye. Your case will just fade away unless you are the child of a diplomat or something. They'll be like, oh, we have to find the criminals and all that shit. They don't give a shit. I remember this black kid, Jakari Henderson, went to a club in Greece. Girls were on him. The girl was looking at him. He was having fun. He was with all his white friends, who I think were also conservatives. It seems like that type, these conservative rich kids, blah, blah. Oh, Jabari, hey, he's dancing, he's doing shit. He got deleted by a bunch of Serbian thugs. His friends were nowhere to be found. His friends couldn't protect him. There's video of him getting stomped down the street. He passed away. His friends didn't do anything. So that stand in front of a bullet and all that shit, or thinking that every place outside of America is sweet, motherfuckers got to wake up. Stop watching. Either it's the conservative or the liberal, the mainstream shit. It's just two sides just trying to get a fucking coin. That's all it is. And when they feel that the lifestyle shit, just ignore them. Half these people don't live the fucking lives they live. Half these guys are fucking drug addicts. They beat their women or treat their women like shit, like Crowder. They're tired of their wives, probably like Matt Walsh. Now they got to do all these shows and shit, and blah blah. And I love the family. Man, you fucking lying ass. You don't love your fucking life. You want to fuck some other hoes. Stop listening to these dudes. Bro. I'm telling you, bro. Stop listening to these dudes. You'll end up deleted, thinking, oh, I gotta stand in front of a bullet. Are you out of your fucking mind, bro? You have girls out here who will mess with abusive men, get beat up by the man every day, be on a train pulling that shit. You go and try to play Captain Save-A-Hole. The dude stabs you, jukes you up, or deletes you. He's going back home with his girl, and his girl won't testify for you.
Yeah,
that's how Jeff Brown. You know Jeff Brown? I used to be on Zoe and that shit.
Oh yeah, he said that story. I remember that story.
Uncle died, and no one's there to memorialize his uncle. No one. I mean, outside the film, no one's there to stand up for that girl's whatever. That girl's gonna win. That guy's gonna win. Don't listen to these dudes, bro. They don't do that shit.
All right, so we're gonna close it out right here because I wasn't really gonna put a time limit. It's interesting. I don't put a time limit for this one, and now I actually end on time. It's funny how that works. But any last words in terms of the topic or anything you guys just want to say? If you want to close out, if you guys want to promote your social media accounts or whatever, I'll give you guys the last words on that.
Nah, go ahead. Great show, man. Thanks for having me on, man. I know I talk a lot sometimes, but just
Oh no, we landed right on time. It's funny how it works. It's always when I don't really. Well, maybe because I did actually plan the Instagram post better today, but still, I didn't really put a time limit on it. But I was like, well, I was going to try to land at 1 o'clock, but it's interesting. It worked out perfectly. So you're all good. So Pyro, any last words, bro?
All I can say is, you guys in America, you guys are screwed. The best thing you guys can do is, especially if you want children or don't want to get destroyed in the divorce court or child support court, best thing you should do is just get your passport and leave, because women don't care about you. They don't care about anybody else. They don't care about their own kids, their own offspring. So if they don't care about their own kid, you're completely doomed at that point. Just get
Yeah.
your passport and go somewhere
Yep.
else.
You're right on. V, any last words with you, brother?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Hmm.
Uh, I had to switch. There was a light problem.
Oh, you're good.
I don't have anything to say. It's just that really thankful for being to socialize with you guys, get more and more educated and all. And yeah, thanks. That's all. And
Yeah.
that topic of what you said, I don't really have any thoughts. All of those are like a new concept to me. You know how like women treat their children and all that. No, it's
Yeah.
just
But this is
criminals, bro.
V,
Criminals.
V, V. This is what happens when you allow women to lead. This is what it turns into a hyena-like society. So these
Yep.
are the things that we have to worry about. And I'll close it off by saying like this. Like we kind of went off on the conservatives at the end. I'm sorry, but conservatives, ironically, or you could say non-ironically, but ironically, they are the modern day Pharisees that Jesus would complain about. In the Gospels, basically the modern day Pharisees. They don't even see it. It's interesting how they don't see it, but that's kind of what I would advise most of the conservatives to kind of watch how you guys act. Watch, you guys need to check yourselves sometimes. And if they did, they would actually see that they're actually on the right path, but they're very slow to it, and a lot of them do a lot more damage than good. So if
Yes.
they were to check themselves,
Yeah.
it would fix a lot of the problems. You know what I mean? So
Especially
Yeah.
that's all that is. That's all that is. So sorry, V. Sorry, V. Sorry, V.
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
the
Thanks for having me, bro, Chris.
Yeah,
That's
man.
so.
All
And
right.
Reaper, uh, to Reaper, like I think you're really cool, bro.
I appreciate you,
Your
man.
insights, yeah, your insights are like, and I like your humor too, bro.
I
And to
appreciate
Pyro, bro,
yeah.
Pyro, yeah, bro. Uh, uh, you're also like, like a feller from the like Fight Club, I would say. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for having me. That's all I have to say. That's all.
That's good.
All
That's
right,
good to
man.
hear.
Pyro,
We're always
you were
glad
gonna
to
say
see you around.
one. Pyro, you were gonna say one last thing, or because I kind
Yeah.
of cut you off.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad Sydney, he came up and just speak to us like a good conversation, so he could like learn a little bit more, and especially one more small thing that remember that law said like if I think the conservative make a law if like immediately if the woman gets pregnant she can just immediately put him on child support.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a very liberal move right there. That's not a conservative move.
Yep. These are the things that they do, and they need a they simping is simping, no matter if you're a liberal or a conservative. So I just wish they would understand that. And if they could just get that, it would actually make things way it would actually put things in their proper perspective. A lot of
Yes.
they don't even realize, even when we just talk about racism, right? Even though we don't really talk about it a lot in this channel, but racism is just another dating strategy, right? I know it's a weird way to look at it, but I know it's a weird way to look at it, but if you the less you stop simping, it actually it opens your eyes to what you're doing wrong. And it
Mm.
actually you start actually seeing what the real problem is out here. And it's not necessarily women being the problem. You actually see who are the people who are the puppet masters behind these things, right? Who are the people that are actually causing the divide, causing the chaos? So it's I think, just particularly when it comes to the conservatives, they think they're RP aware, but they're really not. They think they're based, particularly the younger conservatives. They think they're based, but they're not. And that's just to me, that's just just I think like a simple talk usually clears most of that stuff up. But we have to make sure as men we need to be in check to make sure we're not doing that stupid shit that our predecessors did, you know,
Yes.
conservatives or liberal, you know what I mean? So this is this is the kind of thinking that I do um advocate for. So yeah, anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Angel, thank you for sharing your story because many people needed to hear that. Even if you thought you were oversharing, now people need to hear that. I'd had no idea that you was going through it like that. But
Me
this
too.
let that be let Angel's story be a lesson to you guys, where he especially him explaining his situation, most guys would have left. That's what that brought. Like, I don't know if if that woman's listening. The situation that Angel accepted her in, most guys would have eventually left. They would have cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
True.
like they would have cheated on her. They would have started another family with the condition that she was going to Angel with, and she's still talking about I want to find myself. Do you know how disrespectful that is? But
Yeah.
guys like Angel keep this country running, because if that was me, you probably see me on First 48 or some shit. That's just disrespectful. There's no way I would accept a situation like that and then I'm just gonna pull the plug after like 20. Nah, fuck that. After 20 years,
I gotta
fuck
rewind.
all that.
Sorry, I gotta rewind now.
Oh yeah. You'll listen to if you rewind it, but I'll sum it up like this: like Angel was with a broad, and well, let me not be disrespectful. Angel's ex-wife, right? Um, I guess he was 38. She was a little bit younger. They were dating. She couldn't have kids, according to Angel.
Wow.
So he accepted her, he loved her, did everything for her then, because the topic of gray divorces came up. So apparently with Angel's situation, he was married to that woman for 20 years, and apparently last year she filed for divorce. Even though
Wow.
he did nothing wrong to her. He did never cheated on her, did nothing, but just, and that's how he found AJ's channel. And then I was on AJ's channel. That's how he found my channel. And this is the stuff, and you're just like, why? Just why? But this space explains why. This is why we're here. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're it's a long-term marriage, it's short term. It's always the marriage is always going to be run on how she feels. It doesn't matter how you feel as a man. It's always going to be how she feels.
Yep.
So this is why this channel is here. So yeah, if you get the chance, you can rewind the stream. It'll all be there. And Angel basically talks about what it was, and basically how gray divorces are on the rise. So men,
Oh, and that STD dude.
oh yeah, the STDs are on the rise. Watch this. STDs are on the rise amongst young women, even though more and more young men are virgins, but STDs
Yes.
are on the rise amongst young women. So it's the funniest thing.
They will
It's
fuck
the
any.
funniest thing.
I know you have to close out. Women, they fuck their gay friends.
Yep,
There
yep.
was one dude at my building who outwardly gay, dyed his hair, everything. And the crazy thing, he was a pretty boy, but he was flamboyantly gay. He was smashing everybody in the two buildings and even the other building. They call it the ATL buildings, whatever, Atlantic Terminal buildings down the road. He was smashing everything, and I'm pretty sure he probably was carrying something, because he was one of those gay dudes who was pop pills out there. and he was smashing bad chicks, and people like, wait, what? So, yep.
Yeah, and on top of that, AJ put us onto the trend of women smashing dudes in prison, even though plenty of women been doing that for a while, but now it's being put out there that men in prison do it better. I'm like, oh, so this is where all these STDs are coming from. God damn. So that basically solves it right there. that basically solves it right there.
Doing better than.
Yeah, they've been saying, and I'm just like, well, we know that women been smashing dudes coming straight out of prison and in jail and all that stuff. So, but now they're just putting it publicly out there. So now it kind of solves it kind of solves the question that we're having. Where are these STDs are coming from? It's coming from these download dudes, these dudes they're dating from ATL, the sugar daddies, right? And the athletes. The athletes don't ever wear condoms, and then obviously the prison dudes, the pookies that don't get STD checked. So this is where these STDs are coming from. So it's very, very obvious what's happening on that end. But anyway, we're gonna close out on this end, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Pitmaster C, you dropped a lot of gems in the chat, man. Shout out to you, bro. Carlos X Jameson, thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody for tuning in. Juiced Up Johnny, thank you for telling your story. Thank you for taking heed to our advice, me and Pyro. Right. So shout out to you. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining in on the panel. And I'm gonna see you guys probably not on a Friday, but either a Friday or Saturday. I'll probably do another live stream. But take it easy, guys. Thank you guys. Peace out.
Yeah, see you soon. See you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.